injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new place. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
From sales to service, the Woodhouse team provides insights and solutions to get you on the road faster and keep you on it. And if you're looking for the extras like accessories, extended warranties, or service contracts, they've got those also. Plus, they'll tailor the experience to you, from shopping and buying at home or the more traditional route at one of the 18 conveniently located dealerships, bringing you more every time. Shop with Woodhouse.
I thought learning a language would be too much work. Then I discovered Babbel. They make learning fun. J'aime Babbel.
Babbel's lessons only take 10 or 15 minutes, quick and easy. And soon, you turn and realize, hey, I'm starting to speak another language. How'd that happen?
My friend from Italy said my accent and pronunciation is perfect. It's because Babbel's lessons are designed by language teachers and voiced by real native speakers. Each lesson is like living in another country for 15 minutes.
I love that there's all kinds of ways to learn. Babbel's podcast or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
You learn words and phrases you actually use in real conversations.
In 3 weeks, I was starting to speak in another language. So easy.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than Babbel.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Tickets for less. Best seats, best prices, no per-ticket fees. Ticketsforless.com. KOZ and Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620 The Zone.
A crossover is crossover dribble. Sing for the crossover.
Kyrie Irving, crossover in the lane.
One of the most famous crossovers of all time.
Behind the back, an ankle breaker on Chris Paul.
Crossover. Double crossover. The crossover continues to evolve.
All right, time for the crossover. 2 days before Major League Baseball. T-Mobile?
No, I'm a Verizon guy.
T-Mobile?
Yeah. Same here, and I'm not moving.
I don't know that what
I got me some free MLB TV.
So what's the deal?
That's tempting if you don't have that.
So you get free MLB TV, but you have to use T-Mobile for your cell phone service now?
Yeah, because of T-Mobile is like the presenting sponsor of Major League Baseball.
Did you have T-Mobile before?
I have. This is the crazy thing about me, is I've had the same cell phone number and the same cell phone company since I got a cell phone. I was Sprint, and then they were bought out by T-Mobile.
Yeah,
that is rare.
So I just made the transition.
I'm never I'm not switching. Now, when you switch, I've always wondered this. When you switch providers, do you have to change your number? I would assume.
I don't think so. I think that's
you can take it. Yes. Yeah, you can take it with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. But I got a whole
For
bunch
no
of
charge either.
I get a whole bunch of other stuff with the Verizon thing too.
So I almost changed 2 contracts ago, but I went to the Verizon store here on Dodge, and their customer service was so poor. And there were like 2 of us in the store.
It's a madhouse in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, because I asked people like, when is it less busy? Because I got questions, and they're like, you got to go like at 2:00.
Yeah.
So I went at 2, and nobody was helping, so I was like, okay, I'm leaving.
I'm out.
Yeah. And I was serious about changing because T-Mobile's service isn't the greatest in Omaha, even though they tell you you have 5G.
Right. Well, they put up those maps on all the baseball games, and it's like, well, not
and I
much going on.
And I don't live in central Nebraska, where when they show those maps, there's no coverage in central Nebraska.
It's the only place in America where they don't have coverage.
Yep.
But I got me some free MLB TV, so
that's a good deal.
If you want to come over to my house and watch my phone and when I put it on the big TV,
well,
it's a very good deal.
Thank you for the offer, but I think that I'll just pay. But also, I get to watch the Royals for I get to watch the Royals with my cable package. So
With Bally?
I don't really need. The reason I have MLB TV actually is because my dad has it because he watches the Yankees, and I just will watch a West Coast game at night after the Royals end.
The Yankees,
the
by the way, are
best.
putting 20 games on Amazon Prime because the Yankees don't care about their fans. So, why not put 20 on Amazon Prime?
20. I think the Royals said that all of their games will be on TV this year, and 159 of them are planning to be on Bally's.
That's a lot.
So good luck.
That either means
surviving?
you're not very good,
Yeah.
because you would
Well, they
have
get-
national games.
They haven't had a Sunday night game since after they won the World Series. Probably, I could count on one hand the amount of Sunday night games they've had in my life.
Yeah, even when
yeah,
they were
yeah.
winning,
They
weren't-
didn't have many,
Yeah, they
no.
didn't get a lot of the Sunday night.
I think they had one or two during that stretch, and they'll get a like a Saturday afternoon Fox once,
Yeah.
but then they bring Hudler with. Like Hudler goes over and he does the national broadcast with Joe Davis or whoever's doing it at the time. So it almost doesn't feel like a national broadcast. It's just it's the same thing. It's very odd, but that's all right. I like watching the Royals on my home station.
Speaking of odd, I saved this for the crossover. So I don't like to talk on my phone. It's basically a texting device.
Yes.
What?
Well, when
Talking
anybody
on the phone is great.
no, I haven't.
You haven't
unless
talked to
it's-
anybody on the phone lately?
Most people that are in my circle know, and if they call me, it's something really, really important.
Yeah.
But I'm a texter guy, so I
You've
have
never fielded a call from Mike Sauter?
No, because you know what? That's going to take about 15 to 20 minutes of my life to answer one question.
And that's okay.
No,
Just
not
chatting.
really.
We're just hanging out.
Not really. I'm better, and I think
like I'm not doing
I'm
anything.
a better texter. But I had to call something or someone the other day. This blew me away. I got a busy signal.
Busy?
I got a busy signal. I called it again.
Were they working on two lines at the same time?
I have no idea, and it is a business. So I had a question about something, and I was calling their main line, and I got a busy signal. And I thought, okay, maybe I just made a mistake. Called it again, busy signal. And I looked at my phone. I'm like, maybe I missed out. No, I did not. And I thought, what are we doing? This is the first time
I've never
maybe-
heard that.
Maybe like in a decade plus, I've called somewhere and gotten a busy signal.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard that tone in a long time. Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually happened, and I have no problem saying it was a dentist office. That actually happened to me a couple months ago.
Oh, the dentist.
I had a
Wow.
question. I was calling it.
But the dentist
and
doesn't have multiple lines. It's not like they have multiple people at a call
I
or
guess
bank.
not. But you would think
Yeah, but it's still a business.
What's-
Like you would have
right.
your phone set up where
it's called waiting.
yeah.
But it's a small place. Right? So is this company you were trying to call a large company?
A little bit larger than a dentist's office.
Okay.
Which surprised me a little bit more because
Yeah, you would
they
think-
probably field a lot of calls.
You would think that they have multiple people manning the
Yes.
phones.
I'm like, wow, am I back at home again? Am I calling on our phone that's hanging on the wall and I'm getting a busy signal? So I just hang up.
Like when I call, for example, like a car dealership or something like that. I call them, and the front desk picks up immediately, and then they transfer you over. But in between the transfer over, there's like a message of here's what you have, and there's some waiting room music and stuff like that. Like, wouldn't you think that I could just call straight to the person who I wanted to call? And they don't have to divert it all the time.
You have to go through the switchboard.
Like if
you
I'm
will.
trying to call the service department,
Yeah.
and the front desk lady answers, and I'm like, hey, I need to talk to the service department. I called the service number. Like you would think I just could go to the service number directly to it.
Yeah.
But I guess not. It
You
has
got
to
to press
go,
4 for that.
It has to go through the gatekeeper.
That's why you go online and they have somebody working online that's manning their
Yeah, the online
Online,
chats are a godsend. They're fantastic.
Oh God.
Having to
Talking to
because
robots on the computer.
it's so much better than having.
No,
I had a
there's
thing with
lot of-
CenturyLink one
No, there's
time.
a lot of dealerships that they actually have somebody, they're a real
It's a
person,
person.
sitting there and they're answering questions online.
Yeah, but they don't. I got to be really specific. You
Well,
know?
you can just type it out.
Yeah,
I like talking to people.
You can, and you don't, and typically you don't not get a canned response.
Yeah, I like emails.
I had a deal with CenturyLink where the call wait time was over 70 minutes.
This is like
that was the estimated 70 minutes, and then I got on the chat, and I was within like 5 minutes.
It's like a real culture change for me coming here because we are a building that relies heavily on emails for communication, and not less so face to face like human interaction. Like
that's because we're in radio.
I'm better when somebody like directly tells me what. I don't want to be like high maintenance or anything like that, but I just feel like the message could be more accurately communicated in a face-to-face conversation. Okay, this is exactly what I want. This is exactly what is expected of me. But it's in an email. I'm like, yeah, okay, I see an email and I forget about it. 10 seconds later.
Then when you're at
Josh just reminded me of an email I got a week ago today. I would have forgotten completely about.
Kind of important.
Yeah, very important, actually. Thank you, Josh.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate that.
It's a good producer.
Yep.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And I just see the emails and I'm just like, so then I start flagging stuff in my inbox. And now I got like 70 things flagged. I'm like, this was important for some reason, but I can't figure out what it was.
I don't disagree that a face-to-face communique is probably more effective. You probably tend to remember
but I get it.
the contents of it.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's difficult.
It's a little inconvenient.
It's difficult.
So you're weighing the convenience to the process of the information factor. It's it's a balancing act. I get it.
And then we know people that they're on their phone all the time. They actually have two phones.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's nonstop texting and talking to people on the phone.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm glad I don't have that.
And then they show up on your airplane to fly somewhere and they're talking on their phone and they're taking off their shoes and then you're going to have some
Yeah, like what are you talking about all the time? How are you on the phone all the time? I do like a phone call though. I'm a bit old school.
I've never called you. We've always texted.
Yeah, let's chat over the phone.
One day, just randomly, I'll just call you out of the blue.
Or we could take a 13-hour road trip, whichever one you want.
There were a lot of people that were going to fly. I think we were the only ones that were going to drive.
Well, you take what you get.
I heard there were 2 PJs available.
No, that was out of our price range.
Okay.
There was another one that was apparently not out of our price range.
Really?
Yes. As Josh Peterson communicated to us yesterday. He has a PJ guy.
Wow.
Damn Creighton.
I'm the only guy who doesn't have a PJ guy.
I don't have a personal jet guy.
You guys can get with the times.
I do
go hang out at TAC Air.
I can't explain to you how shocked I was when you texted me on Saturday. I was like, what are you talking about?
It's not as expensive as you would think. I used to feel the same way.
Yeah.
And then I, doing some business on the side, got credits. And I'm like, how does this work? And as I got into the process, I realized, wow, it's not an enormous amount of money.
Yeah.
You can make it work.
Yeah.
So
and
it's
it definitely
changed.
saves a lot of time. Time is money.
Yeah, and I think also that industry went to a whole nother level during COVID when people didn't want to risk flying commercial airlines, going through airports.
Dirty,
they're like,
crowded.
And I would just do it on my own.
And they watched Succession. They're like, I need one of those.
Don't ruin things for me. I'm through 3 episodes.
Oh, total?
Yeah, total.
Well, yeah.
3 eps.
Well, you've seen the PJs already then.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
In the helicopter.
And the helicopter, yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's less, as you go forward, there's less helicopter. There's more PJs.
More PJs? Okay.
Yeah.
$1 million to hit a home run.
That was mean, by the way. That was really mean.
It was.
He tears it up in front of the kids.
I don't know. Yeah, that's going to be a continuing theme of the show as well. Nick.
Is it? Okay.
The show is pretty mean.
Lil Culkin, yeah, he's kind of a Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you got a lot of work to do. You got a lot of work to do.
I'm looking forward to it. And better yet, my wife's into it too. So yeah, there's going to be good commitment there.
Yeah, great show. Great show. Got great ratings too over the.
2.3.
How many seasons are there?
This is the beginning of the 4th season. That we're
and this is the last one?
Final season.
Yeah.
So will it end and then Winning Time will be back along with Barry?
Great question. I was wondering about Winning Time a couple weeks ago.
Barry, yes.
Barry is back in like 2 weeks.
Okay. Which I think is a very underrated show.
Like soon enough, there will be all at the same time a 6-hour Red Sox Yankees Sunday night baseball game, Succession, and then Barry. We'll be so back.
So I'm thinking if Winning Time season 2, they will probably time it with June NBA NBA Finals. Now, will there be a Curb Your Enthusiasm coming back?
Oh, is that show not over yet?
No. But Larry David has said there will be another season, but they don't ever talk about when it's being filmed.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting.
So I imagine Winning Time will just replace Succession when it is over. They'll slide right into it.
We don't have an official release date according to the internet as of right now, but it's going to be sometime in 2023. Well, I guess there is one website saying 2023 or 2024
for Winning Time.
In that case, it's usually 2024.
See, you had a good first season, and you're going to wait that long to have another one?
I don't know, man. I don't know what they're doing with TV shows nowadays. They know that they have us. They know that they have us all on the hook.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere.
You're not going anywhere. You're going to come back and you're going to watch us. I mean, it was a pretty long wait in between the last season of Succession and right now. And I know there was the whole COVID thing. People forget about that.
There's a True Detective season coming as well.
Yeah, they've taken off a couple of years.
Yeah.
God, I haven't. I never got into True Detective.
I didn't watch season 2. Season 1 was fantastic.
Season 1 was good, and I thought it was a letdown. Season 2.
Yeah, everybody thought that.
So I've given up.
Yeah,
I heard a lot of people talk about it though.
Yeah, season 1 was legitimately fantastic.
Yeah, one of the best things ever.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and season 2 was, from what I've heard, garbage. So I didn't even try.
Jodie Foster's in it, so I'm
Vince Vaughn
intrigued.
Vince Vaughn's in it?
Vince Vaughn was in season 2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which compared to who was in season 1 was a letdown.
Hell yeah. Woody.
Yeah.
McConaughey.
Yeah, I knew McConaughey was
just
in
getting after it for 10 episodes.
We talk a lot about
smoking the cigarettes.
We talk a lot about movies and shows. How about the Woody Harrelson career arc?
He's always a basketball player.
Yeah.
There'll be
frequently.
There will be like 5 movies, and then every 5th movie he'll be a basketball player.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, don't forget about him being a very good bowler in Kingpin.
Mm.
He was an
For a
excellent
guy who worked behind a bar at Cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a life for Woody.
How many people actually, has anybody gone back? I did this during COVID, went back and just started watching Cheers.
I did.
I did not.
And much more appreciation to it now than I ever had. Fantastic show.
Well, then did you watch the final episode?
Is that where everybody knows your name?
It is.
That is. Yes.
George Wendt? Norm?
Mm-hmm.
Norman Cliff?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ted Danson?
Ted Danson. Nice.
Kirstie Alley, rest in peace.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Shelley Long?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know most of those people that you just said.
Coach?
I don't know Coach.
R.I.P.
So watch the last episode of Cheers and then watch the Tonight Show with Jay Leno that was live in Boston. And everybody on the cast was hammered.
Really?
Oh, it was unreal.
Nice.
Like it was a circus. And like Jay Leno tried to handle it.
Yeah.
But like Woody Harrelson was blitzed. Like George Wendt he'd been drinking since like noon.
Oh, I got to watch this.
I haven't seen a great late night talk show bit in a long time. What's going on? What's going on over there?
Nothing with Kimmel?
No, I mean the last
Kimmel
time
on the streets.
Last time I saw him was
Cousin Sal.
He was hosting the Oscars. I know Cousin Sal is a frequenter of the Jimmy Kimmel show. Actually, I do see one that keeps popping up, and it was Taylor Swift, and she was on the Jimmy Fallon show. And Taylor Swift's mom had given Jimmy Fallon a video of Taylor Swift after she'd gotten her wisdom teeth removed, or no, LASIK surgery, and she was all drugged up and stuff. But Taylor Swift didn't know that video existed, and then they played it live on TV
while she was there.
Yeah, while she was there.
Was she a fan of it?
She took it well, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
She took it well.
I've heard stories that, just depending on when you catch Taylor, she's maybe not the most pleasant person.
Oh, whoa.
You know what? I would say
Breaking news.
I would say the 2 weekends of her tour, TikTok would disagree.
Really?
Everybody
because
loves
there's
Taylor.
people that are like videoing her, like leaving the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she
seems so
waves to the
nice.
fans. And
You need to talk to the folks in Mecca.
I was going to say, oh, no.
Yeah. Talk to the folks at Mecca that would have the dealings with her at her concerts.
Oh, now you are ruining it for Swift.
I'm just saying they have a different tale. Maybe
They're
they caught,
biased.
maybe they caught her on a really bad.
I feel like
night.
you're repeating John Mayer's line.
I'm just saying. I wasn't there, so I can't say it happened. I'm just
John Mayer also biased.
People that I know that work at Mecca that handle some of the concert stuff, they didn't have the greatest things to say.
Oh
about
my
her.
God, this is shocking.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for all of our Swifties out there.
Well, maybe the people at Mecca should pay to have a good concert in Omaha every once in a while instead of Lincoln
Josh.
or Kansas City.
Let Josh cook. Go. Keep going.
Ooh, the Jonas Brothers are coming to town. Whoopity doo.
Hey, they had Disney on Ice not too long ago. It was fantastic.
Ooh, the Lumineers at the big arena. I'm sure they'll fill half of it.
We went to that.
Wait, what's this? REO Speedwagon?
We went to Lumineers. It was like $30. It was great. It was such a good deal.
Adam Lambert and one of the guys who met one of the guys from Queen one time? No way.
I once went to a Lorde concert.
Okay,
That
let's
was
just.
fun.
I just want your country sells in this town.
Mm-hmm.
So Kane Brown is coming.
Here's a fat drunk guy with a guitar.
Hey,
Pay us $75.
That guy is famous. Luke Combs is famous.
Mike Stibbs is really good.
That's a bit.
First time I saw Luke Combs in Asheville, North Carolina, I'm like, your brother is singing. He's like, what? I'm like, there's a guy named Luke Combs who is a country singer. He looks exactly like you. I brought up a picture and Stibbs was speechless. Thomas Rhett.
Yeah.
It's all the same. Whatever you're saying is all the same.
Lizzo.
Oh.
No, that's different than the other artists you've named.
Lizzo made the jump to the big arena now?
She's in the big arena.
Very good.
She's no longer in Maha.
anymore?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brooks and Dunn.
Legacy Country.
The reboot.
They had a resurgence now because of that song that went viral on TikTok, Neon Moon.
Brooks and Dunn.
And now
Farewell.
No, they're
tour.
back together.
Oh, they're back.
So they had their farewell tour.
Okay.
They broke up. Now they're back together.
Okay.
It's the reboot.
It's the
tour.
reboot. Yeah, the reboot.
It was just
Yep.
Brooks and then Dunn.
They went their separate ways.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It
now
was just Dunn.
come to the stage.
It's kind of like Florida.
Dunn.
It was
Like
Dunn.
Florida and Georgia line broke up, and so they are doing these are solo.
So there was just Florida, and then there was Georgia line.
They left the line part out.
The line was it's just Florida.
I
and
think
Georgia.
you would like a
Florida, Georgia, and line.
I think you would like an FGL concert.
No, I rock out to some FGL from time to time. Yeah,
Matchbox 20.
that sounds like Stir Cove.
Yeah, is this a Stir
in
Cove?
No. This is at the big arena.
No, but we're promoting that.
In
People
1998,
forget that.
Matchbox 20, I would have been excited about.
You're giving away
1998.
tickets later today.
All
We
the
are giving
rage.
away tickets to something.
Trey Songz.
Oh yeah, ZZ Top, but that's
Yeah,
not at the big arena.
No.
Chris Stapleton's coming back.
Okay.
That's good. That's big. No,
Fresh,
Josh.
fresh off of the Super Bowl.
No
Not my
poo-poo.
cup of tea, but I can't admit that's a big show.
Jelly Roll.
Yeah, Jelly Roll.
Never heard of this creature before.
I actually, so Sharpie had to tell me about Jelly Roll because I did not know. But then once I heard
Not
the
a clue.
song, I realized, oh, okay, that's who that is.
Nope.
Okay. The Chicks without Dixie are coming back.
Yeah, no Dixie.
The Chicks.
Still the same chicks though.
Shania Twain.
That's a big deal. I can't deny that.
Did she do like the Memorial Park concert?
No, that was Sheryl Crow.
Are you sure? Did Shania Twain do?
Wait,
one of those
Cheryl
shit?
Crow did the Memorial Park?
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
couple years ago.
Wow.
Yeah,
Her
last year.
Sugar Ray.
Oh,
He did the
God.
Memorial Park concert. Def Leppard.
Nice.
Def
Oh,
Leppard.
Def Leppard is always playing at the
Def
big arena
Leppard is
downtown.
always Def Leppard, REO
So
Speedwagon.
so you've got
38
your big
Special.
arena concerts, and then you've got that just seems like a Stir Cove great concert. People.
Yeah.
Like Darius Rucker.
I think he's an annual act.
What would even
there.
be
Creed.
a big? What would be a
That's
big?
not Creed and Stir Cove. They put on a hell of a show.
What was Stapp with him, or did they replace
Yeah, no,
Stapp?
he was with
Oh, he
him.
was? Okay.
Oh, this is after Alter Bridge.
Stapp fell on some hard times. Just Google Marlins will soar.
So maybe to your point,
It's the worst thing
Hey,
ever created.
maybe to your point, the lineup downtown is not the greatest.
So what's a big get? What's a big get? Like, what are we searching for?
So okay,
We don't have, well, so many of them play in football stadiums now that
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah, like
we
Ed
don't have
Sheeran
that.
has
Yeah.
graduated.
Taylor Swift has graduated. Yeah. Metallica plays football stadiums.
Metallica plays
Mhm.
football stadium. What about like
That's what they do.
how about give me like a little Red Hot Chili Peppers? That's a big one.
Yeah.
Give me the
that'd be
Red
a big
Hot
one.
Chili
Boom.
Peppers.
They've been out touring.
I saw them in Lincoln a few years ago.
I saw them in Omaha, the big arena downtown.
Were they clothed? Was Flea clothed?
Flea probably
Flea
wasn't.
was not.
No chance. No.
If you watch the Woodstock '99 documentary,
Dude, I saw Billy Joel in Lincoln.
Yeah,
Do we bring Billy Joel to Omaha?
I saw Elton John and Billy Joel in Omaha.
That's a big deal.
I saw
that was
Pearl
cool.
Jam in Lincoln, Jay-Z in Lincoln.
See, Jay-Z in Lincoln that's a big deal.
okay,
It
so
was
let's
huge.
compare here.
Lincoln was firing off concerts like crazy.
Snoop was in Lincoln on 420.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was huge.
Snoop.
It wasn't that huge.
It was Snoop on 420 in Omaha of all places.
Uh,
or I'm sorry, in Lincoln.
Have you been to a concert in both arenas, PBA and the Chai?
I have.
Yes.
Okay, you have a favorite?
No. I
got one for each.
I don't like the concourse
At which place?
at PBA.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
you can't see anything.
I think it's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would agree.
I don't think it flows well.
My favorite at PBA just by default has to be Billy Joel, but the Jay-Z one was awesome.
Yeah.
And then the lights went out, and that was the
They
whole.
did.
That was the
On
whole
purpose?
deal.
No.
No.
Oh,
They
power.
lost power.
Oh.
Okay, well, yeah, and then wasn't it the smoke? The smoke from their show.
Yeah, I thought everything
set
was
off
on
an
fire.
alarm.
Yeah, I thought everything was on fire. It was pain.
Okay, so
But in Omaha, the best one I've seen is Justin Timberlake. He
was fantastic.
He did the concert when there was the floods going on, and he did that whole. That was
I
fantastic.
saw him the next time he came here. He's a great. Okay, so this is PBA. Wiz Khalifa.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
Okay, Shine Down.
No.
Definitely not.
No.
I mean, I'm into it.
Yeah,
but,
but
it's
that's not a
my-
big name.
Yeah,
Morgan Wallen.
that's huge.
Yeah, that's
Canceled.
big.
But
Uncanceled,
hey,
Josh.
for a guy that's been canceled, he is churning out
Yeah.
some hits.
I think he placates a bit to the
Oh,
cancellation.
I think
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
his base.
Kenny Chesney.
Oh, sure. Okay.
But see, Kenny Chesney to me, I saw him in 2 stadium shows. So
Yeah, that's
in an arena.
That's a big one.
Uh-huh.
Shania Twain actually is going to be one of the rare ones that play both places.
Okay.
She's going to be in Lincoln in May and back in Omaha in November.
Oh, I figured
Well,
she
you
just
can't do it back to
I
back.
thought maybe she would
Giddy
do
up,
Omaha
giddy
one
up,
night.
giddy up.
Shania Nation will come out.
Yeah.
Zach Bryan.
Zach Bryan?
That's big.
Zach Bryan, not Luke.
That's big.
Zach Bryan. He's like an up and comer.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
Is that
that's significant.
is it?
I
Okay.
know
Yeah.
Luke Bryan and Zach Brown.
So Zach Bryan, he
Did
did
they
that.
create a band?
He did that concert over across the river at the whatever the outdoor venue over there.
What's
Yeah.
the concert cove?
West
No,
Fair.
no. Yeah,
No,
West Fair.
Oh, West. Yeah.
And so we went, and it was a disaster. I mean,
like a
it's
good one.
It's impossible to get to that place. It's
Yep.
impossible
Oh,
to
yeah.
get out.
It's more impossible to get out. Yeah.
There's one road, like you got to leave early and get there way early or way late.
Oh, we used to go to Edgefest back in the
yeah.
day.
So he did that, and it was huge. He'll sell out almost the big.
I saw
league.
311 at least twice at West Fair. Man, it's not easy to get to.
You got to be comfortable listening to the headliner on your way to the car and in the car.
Yep.
So it sounds like there is not a great summer tour.
Sad.
Like there are stadiums. There are more stadiums.
Yeah.
Maybe
You
the
got-
problem is, Josh, that we need more artists.
I would agree that is a huge
No,
problem.
we don't
yes.
need more artists. We've got enough artists.
More
We're just
artists touring?
better.
Not in bulk number, but
Good
more
artists.
big ones,
Yeah.
big acts.
Let me look up. Has Stir Cove
Where was
announced
the Journey played over the weekend somewhere here? Where was it?
Ooh.
it was Lincoln.
Was that
At
Lincoln?
11,000.
Okay.
Dylan Ryla was there.
Of course.
He was.
Don't
He's
stop
everywhere.
believing.
He's everywhere.
Don't stop believing.
He was out-
Did they bring him up on stage?
So he was outside of PBA and after the concert, and people were like stopping him and asking him, "Hey, what are you going to do?"
And he said, "I'm gonna go my separate way."
Just a small town girl.
He told all Nebraska fans that were asking about how Matt Rule is going to be, "Don't stop believing."
Don't stop believing. Mm-hmm.
He said, "Don't worry though, someday love will find you."
I just
Break those chains that bind you.
I mentioned this to Sharpie. That was after the basketball game. It's just one of my Facebook friends she's married, got kids, and there's a picture comes up on my Facebook timeline. Her just taking a picture with Dylan Raiola. There's something about him like
yeah, he's a superstar.
Because Nebraska fans have embraced him with open arms.
Well, sure, but it's just like
I mean, faithfully, they'd like him to stay.
There it is.
and like
Steve
like
Perry.
Georgia and USC recruit him, and they say any way you want it.
That's the way you got it.
Yeah.
And then whoever loses, you're going to say, who's crying now?
Mm-hmm. Are we crossing over to Steve Perry or full Journey?
I don't know.
I don't know what the difference is.
I don't know.
Well, Steve Perry's a singer.
Well, I know, but like,
yeah,
Steve
they
Perry
sound
go
exactly
solo?
the same, but they don't look the same.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I'm now trying to decipher between what was a Steve Perry and then what was Journey.
He's probably wondering what happens when the lights go down in the city.
Was it the Whoa Sherry? Was that was Steve Perry, I believe.
I don't know. Yeah, I
think
know.
that was Steve Perry. Yeah.
It was loving, touching, and squeezing.
Loving, touching, and squeezing.
I think we're forcing it a little bit.
No, not really, because Raiola's mom was not in town. And so Rule said, send her my love.
Gary's just rolling through the list of Journey songs. Like, what do I say? Let's
I'll
go.
stop because you got the best of me. Other people say, hey, that party's over. I'll say after the fall. All right. So at Stir Cove, you ready?
Yep.
This might be I think Josh might be more of a Stir Cove guy. Willie Nelson and family.
Ooh.
Pass.
Playing basketball with my friends. On the road again.
On the road again, yeah.
I think we should go.
Playing b-ball with my friends.
I think we should go see Willie Nelson.
Oh, that would be fun. Is that our next 1620 The Zone outing? Yeah. I mean, we went to see Cocaine Bear, and then we go to Willie
Nelson.
1620 The High.
Are we sensing a theme here?
Yeah. You want to know what 1620 The Zone's all about?
Okay. Brett Michaels.
What?
Pass.
Yeah,
hard.
Yeah,
I don't have a tramp stamp.
I feel exactly. I feel like if you want to see Brett Michaels, wait 10 minutes. You'll be able to see him live here.
Hey, now Brett Michaels is a good dude.
Oh, I'm sure he's a good
This is
dude.
a-
but
this is like
he's
slander to Brett Michaels.
No,
He's a good dude.
He's always performing here.
Like
Rebuilt
Pilger. He's a good dude.
I'm surprised he
People
doesn't
love
have
him in Omaha.
They do. I'm surprised he doesn't have a theater here. Like the way that all those artists have them in Vegas, he should have one here.
The Brett Michaels Porno Theater.
So you guys didn't like Poison. I can't do anything for you.
I didn't mind it. It just he's always here.
How is he a good dude? I don't get it.
He did. He rebuilt Pilger.
Yeah, after the tornado.
Pilger?
Yes.
Pilger. Yeah,
Excuse
I'm
me.
not from Nebraska. Sorry.
Over by
Pilger.
Wisner?
I'm a city slicker. I don't know.
I am. Yeah.
I'm not. That's not a knock on the guy. He's
Pilger?
always here.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
He held a charity concert, and the funds went to the town, Pilger.
He did a concert in Pilger?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a good
Again,
guy.
always here.
Sounds like a good guy. to me.
Jake Owen.
I'm convinced.
Oh, that's good.
Jake Owen's a good.
Yeah.
That's not a nostalgia act. Wow.
No.
By the way, really good golfer. Jake Owen's a very good golfer.
Trace Adkins.
A little more nostalgia.
Now here we go. Ice Cube.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
What's Tim McGraw?
Now
up
is he
to?
going to be?
Timeless.
Is he going to be
yeah,
just
good
full on
show.
Ice Cube, or is he going? We're going to get a little West Side kind of gain. A little West Side connection. No?
Is it Ice Cube and family?
Nope.
Yeah.
Just Ice Cube.
Okay.
And you know what would be nice? Why doesn't he bring his big three that weekend?
Yeah.
They
Good.
could play at the Chai.
Yep.
That's
big
actually a
three,
good
the 3 on
idea.
3
They
league.
should travel together. That's
That, you know
pretty
what?
good
That's
idea.
that's the
See,
deal.
Ice Cube won't actually perform
Saturday
at the Chai, but
Saturday
the
we
big three.
play the league, and at night I perform somewhere.
Yeah.
Yep. That should happen.
Hold on here. We have a little update on Brett Michaels. This will help you out. I believe his name is Ed. Says that he has family in Ralston.
Oh.
Okay. So you might want to take that back before he shows up on your
I
doorstep.
just don't know. I'm not.
He's always here. I mean,
That's more likely he'll show up on your doorstep.
probably
maybe
why.
that's why he's always here. Then okay,
Yeah.
someone finally explained it to me. But I feel like it's like the weather. They always say, "Wait 10 minutes, it'll change." Wait
I
10
just like
minutes,
when
and Brett
people
Michaels
say
will
that
perform
people are
again.
good dudes, but nobody actually knows. You know, it's like, yeah, he rebuilt Pilger.
Can you give me an example? And that would be a good example, though. That's a good example.
He rebuilt Pilger. He's a
Yeah.
good dude.
Doing a charity
That's-
concert
I
where
mean,
all the proceeds
being a
go
good
to help out
dude.
in a storm relief is that to me constitutes as a good
Being
person.
a good
He did a
dude,
good thing. How about that?
Yeah,
Exactly.
did a good
Thank
thing.
you, Josh. It's all encompassing, right? You
Did a
got to,
good thing,
in order
okay.
to be a good dude, you got to really be a good dude. You can't just do a good thing.
Okay.
I'm not saying that
Well,
Bret Michaels is bad.
I don't know him personally, but that was a good thing.
That's right.
Yeah, I agree.
We don't know him personally.
I think that's a good way to describe it. That's a good thing he did. Very
Yeah,
good
I know
thing.
that guy's a good dude. I don't know that guy.
Naturally, you'd follow up with, yeah, he's a good dude. Well, is he? I mean,
some
I saw a couple episodes of Rock of Love.
I bet your wife is a big fan of Bret Michaels.
No, I don't.
She doesn't say
she's
talk
a lot
dirty to me.
She's a lot younger than me, so she didn't really get into the whole.
Sorry, I'm just over here.
Bret Michaels poison stuff.
Like the TV show, though.
Yeah, the TV show Rock of Love. Yeah.
Lewis Tomlinson.
He's a bit of a player.
Ladinian Tomlinson is playing Stir Cove.
Fun.
Wow.
This appears to be a faith concert.
Wait, do we know if Ruben Studdard is going to be playing Stir concert?
Rube.
Might be a little big. The venue, not Ruben.
That was mean, Josh.
Did we look him up?
We did look
Yeah,
him up.
we did.
Okay, we're good there. Yeah,
He's alive.
I don't think he's on story.
No, we did play.
Somebody
We did
tried
play
to
Dead
kill
or
him.
Alive.
Yep,
We
and
played
he's
Dead or
alive.
Alive earlier, and just curious. He resurfaces in Florida. We found out that he performs in Florida a lot.
Incredibly alive.
For an interesting base. Of people.
Yes.
Yes. Whiskey Myers is also coming.
That's another thing that we are promoting, I believe, as well.
Whiskey
Oh,
Myers.
then that's a great show that everyone
It
should
should
go
be.
to.
You need to be there for that.
They're with
very good.
somebody. I can't remember who.
You can either go or in 20 years lie and say you were there.
I think they're with Bourbon.
Couple Ice Cubes.
Oh, well, we did mention Ice Cube will be here.
So I don't know. Well, I don't know what that's your summer concert lineup preview.
Yep.
Just
because of Josh's hate for concerts.
There's no collective soul,
but
there's not any big
There's
name
no live.
acts.
No, there isn't.
Because they're all doing stadium shows.
Give it a
Will
C+.
the best show all summer be at TD or the Chuck?
Who's at the Chuck?
Pink.
Oh, that's right. We're doing one of those again.
Wait, Pink is for what? Is that for the CWS?
No. It's
She's actually
middle
doing-
of the summer.
Really?
They're actually going to use that stadium
Good.
like after the College World Series.
Folks, the Red
That
Sky
is-
Music Festival is back.
That would be the biggest act then. Pink, without question.
Is that what it was called? The
Yes,
Red,
the Red Sky.
Red Sky.
Jay-Z.
And it was like the first
It was
year
so
lineup
random.
was fantastic.
It was really good.
It was just 432 degrees.
Yep.
Red Sky.
It was so random that it was like, wait, what? This is happening just out of nowhere.
I was working with Mecca at the time, and we had to go out there and put the white boards over the field. That was one of the worst days of my life.
I bet it wasn't cool.
Oh no, Mm-mm. It was not. We had to cover the entire baseball field with medium-sized white boards that all latched together.
So when you say medium size, meaning that you had to put a lot of them.
Yeah.
You know who headlined the very first night of the Red Sky Music Festival? Journey.
Was it Journey?
Yeah.
Of course it was. That's how you kick it off.
God, what year was that when that Red Sky
I'm
Music
gonna guess
Festival?
like 2012.
2011.
Like
2011?
the first year of the ballpark, I believe.
Yeah.
Hey, Lizzo was a part of Maha one year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey,
Who's
she
that?
was great, and that was right before she blew up.
It was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like she was just starting to become popular, and Maha was able to get her. She was awesome. She put on a great show. Mike Stibbs, front row.
Oh yeah, he's a big Lizzo.
Oh,
guy.
he's a stalker.
That's okay. Everybody's got to have their thing.
Yeah.
Everybody has their fetish. He looks like Luke Combs and loves Lizzo. I mean, he's got the best of both
fine.
worlds, and roots for a baseball team that's got Julio Rodriguez as like the face of Major League Baseball.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
He's a Mariners guy.
He's on the cover because I know you guys get it. The Sports Illustrated baseball preview.
Ooh.
Yeah, man.
He
Who
is
do
the
they
cover
have?
boy.
Who do they have winning it all?
They have the Padres winning it all.
So does
Shocker.
So does MLB.com.
I don't know that I can trust the
I
Padres
can't
yet.
trust the Padres.
No, I got to see it.
And I'm not
before I
ready to
can-
bury the Dodgers.
It's like expecting the Angels to make the postseason.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna pick the Royals to make the playoffs, and I'm gonna love whoever that is. Whoever that is, I'm all the way in on your work. Just pick the Royals to make the playoffs.
Just to receive your love.
Yeah, because somebody's gonna go out on a limb for my guys, and I don't think it's that crazy of a limb.
Central's open. It's open.
Have you looked at the pitching?
Well, Gary, there's 400 teams that make the playoffs now. Everybody makes the playoffs.
I think your math is off a little bit. I thought it was just 12.
All you have to do is be like in the vicinity of 500 by the All-Star break, and you're going to have a chance.
So what would be, and
there's about 26
I don't want to
teams
steal
that
our
do that.
discussion on Thursday. What would be an ideal, like acceptable season for the Royals that did not involve the playoffs? Give me a win total.
Anything under 90 losses. I would like them to lose less than 90 games.
Okay, so close to maybe 500.
Yeah,
not there, but not very far away.
If you are creeping up toward 500, I'm having a good summer.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm having a good summer.
Josh's team?
They have to win 102.
Win the East?
Yeah.
Win the East. I don't care the number.
Isn't it interesting in sports how we forget quickly what a team's record was? Like, do you know what Creighton's record this year was in basketball?
25-12?
Oh.
25-14?
The only reason I remember Nebraska basketball because it was just 500.
Oh yeah, because it was the battle for 500, and how many games could you be over?
24-13. The Jays went 24-13.
Okay, like if UConn wins the national championship, they will have the worst record since Arizona in '97.
Ooh, okay.
Remember in college basketball, it used to be like a huge deal to get to 20 wins.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of programs like Creighton has a long streak, and other blue bloods like the KU and have won 20 plus. But now, like I don't even know what UConn's record is. I just know they're still playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, you don't have. They finished what 6th in the Big East, 5th in the Big East. Got the 5 seed in the Big East tournament, and then
got knocked out by Marquette,
and then got knocked out, and then I mean, so they didn't have the resume. And by the way, they have not lost to a team that's not a Big East team yet. They could beat whoever they want in the country. They just can't beat from the
damn
Big
good
East.
thing they didn't have to play Creighton in the national championship game. That would...
Exactly, Nick. Many people are saying this.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know that we remember teams' records. We just remember how the season ended. Like the Chiefs were 16-3. I think they finished 16-3.
Yeah. Yeah, the records don't. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I certainly don't remember the records. That's for sure.
I mean, really, the only one around here that is football. Is Nebraska football.
That's
we can
true.
rattle off year after year what the record was.
That's true. But
there's fewer games.
Yeah, it's only 12 games.
But like anybody's record now, like even in the NFL, do you remember what the Bears' record was last year?
They were 6 and
the NFL's hard
6
now.
and 11.
Yeah, the NFL's difficult now because
6 and 11.
Everybody plays
playing along in the new NFL.
It's hard to do the math on 17
I was
for
like,
whatever reason.
Well, I'm like, wait a minute.
Look, you're talking to the Rob Lowe of the NFL.
I am Switzerland. I love everybody.
No, I had to think about the 6 though. Wait, did they even get a 6?
Dude, they got the number 1 pick. There's no way they got 6
No, they didn't
wins.
get a 6. It was 4,
by the way,
it's like 3
for you. Do you know that Carolina, which I think is still
it's 4,
a ways away? Do you know who has Carolina's pick next year? The Bears.
Yep.
The Bears could pick.
The Bears went 3-14, bro.
Oh, was it 3 and 14? Okay.
Yeah, 6.
Jeez, why did I think 6?
You doubled their win.
I did. Snuck that in there.
See, it just add people.
That's true.
People don't remember your team's record. You just remember how the season ended. I wasn't in the playoffs.
It's true, but they got the number 1 pick.
And Lovey helped that get the number 1 pick.
It's true. Shout out Lovey.
Maybe I'm doing a disservice because Florida Atlantic is on line 1 and they're going up. We won 35 games.
Yeah, see, I love that. I love the teams that have won all their games.
3 losses.
I don't care who you're playing. I just love the team. You same thing with College of Charleston, even though they lost in the first round. I'm like, oh, you're 31-3. I like you. I think it's good. If you win all your games, that means I don't care who they're against. You probably won some close games.
Mm-hmm.
You have a good understanding of how to win.
By the way, Caitlin Clark, she's worldwide now.
Caitlin Clark's on first take?
She's on first take.
All right.
Although Stephen A is not there.
Oh, okay.
They got B squatting. Jay Will and
what's Stephen A doing this week?
We got Reddick. You got Reddick, yeah.
Going on his book tour.
Yep.
She is very, very comfortable in interview situations. Like
I haven't seen much.
She was on Dan Patrick, and they were having some fun with her. Didn't bat an eye.
Nice.
Like I wonder if her major is communications, because all the interviews that she does, it's nice
natural.
and fluid and natural.
She's legit.
Oh, Stephen A. Smith just tweeted 1 minute ago. There you go, Caitlin. I see my favorite woman's player on First Take right now. The Steph Curry of women's b-ball. You are simply sensational. Continue to shine.
So he's watching his
So
show.
he's okay.
But he's not
Stephen A.
I don't know what.
Are you suspended?
I don't know what you guys do when you're gone. I certainly don't listen to my show.
I do not. Nope. I like to distance
So
myself from
next year,
anything work
can we
related.
get if he comes back, a Tominaga Caitlin Clark picture together?
Should. Yep. Then we would have the male and female representatives of the Steph Curry of college basketball.
Nice.
It'd be pretty neat.
And the best players in college basketball.
Mhm. Yeah.
Just saying.
Casey, Wooden Award winner.
Not many people out there are talking about how Casey is the best, but he is.
I'll go and look at the boards.
Yeah.
I'll see if that is a topic.
Yeah, I'm not talking about draft stock. I'm just talking about who's the best.
Well, we were talking earlier.
It's Casey.
And we'll get you out of here on this because we're about to go an hour.
Yeah, we are.
It's
okay.
Stars. Like, who's the biggest star in college basketball this year?
The biggest star
Okay,
in
so
college
the
basketball
biggest star maybe in basketball is on TV right now.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
That was the whole exercise.
The
right there.
biggest star.
Who's the biggest star in the Final Four for the men's side?
Ooh.
Isaiah Wong.
Ooh.
Norm
Nigel
Shadomir.
Peck? I had to say like Sunoku, but he's not. We're talking about like mainstream
Like-
stars. They don't
like
have
on-
one.
They have college basketball hasn't really had anybody on the level of Zion.
The Cavender
Right.
twins.
But
no.
Yeah.
Fortunately, they lost.
Well, they might be on the sidelines.
Making TikToks.
Yep.
But it
But
is.
their
It's-
mom now. Their mom's in their TikToks.
I mean, I can name a bunch of
now
guys.
we need to get him with Jess Gardner,
but
the
just
pole
because-
baller at Nebraska.
I can name a bunch of guys, but just because I like,
yeah,
watch-
because you're a
I
hoop,
watch
you're a
college
hoop head,
basketball,
and that's
yeah.
that was what we were saying. For non-hoop heads, like can
Hurley.
you probably,
yeah.
But like it is, it's Caitlin Clark and Leah Boston.
All right, here's a good one. Think about this. This may give you content on your show. The biggest basketball star in Nebraska this year, you may have just mentioned him.
Mr. Tominaga.
Is there even though their play would be on that level, but in terms of appeal nationally, is there anybody from Creighton?
I think Baylor would give him a run.
Now we're talking. So now we're looking at guys that have a unique, like the way they play
Definitely.
or a headband.
That matters.
Tominaga wears a headband.
Oh, that's a huge thing as far as being a star. Your visibility. Like
So-
Kalkbrenner is the best player on either team by
having a headband.
Kalkbrenner is the best
Yeah.
team, the best player on either team by a million miles,
Mhm.
and he's not a star.
So Drew Timme has it right.
Yeah.
He has the beard
Yep.
and he has the headband.
Yeah, you've got the look, something that not only
he's got
makes you stand out besides your play, but yeah, the presence, something about the look.
Hey, look at this.
Got the look.
So you continue to feed your Tominaga. You might be onto something.
Tominaga in store soon.
What's he doing? Nobody's mentioned him in a couple of weeks.
No.
He's mulling his decision. He's processing.
Waiting on Ricketts to change those NIL laws.
Still celebrating the Japan win of the World Baseball Classic.
Could be.
I don't know why we didn't get any content from him.
I know. Where was he?
Like, he's not on Twitter.
He should have been like in Miami. Get a selfie out. Him and Shohei Ohtani.
Now,
That would have been
I
great.
believe that the internet would break in Japan if we got Tominaga and Ohtani
Yeah,
together.
I think so too.
Yep.
Do we know this? Now, this is going to take up way too much time. We got to get out of here. But like, how big of a star is Tominaga in Japan? We all think it's really big. He gets coverage, obviously. But like,
Not a clue.
Compare him to what?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how
Compare-
many Japanese athletes that come over to
Like,
the States and start for a sports team. They
There's-
probably all get coverage.
There's no way he's as famous as Shohei Ohtani.
No.
Oh, no, not even close.
No.
Okay, so like, what's the next step? And then how many steps down is Tominaga from that?
Is he like a famous college basketball
Yeah.
athlete here in the States?
Right.
Yeah.
Like that level of coverage?
I mean, I think so because there aren't many Japanese products that are playing college basketball.
So like, if Ohtani,
It's kind of rare, yeah.
if Ohtani,
So let's say
is-
Ohtani,
is
Ichiro.
LeBron. Ohtani is LeBron.
Okay.
Who is, who I don't even know who would be the American athlete who's next on that list.
Jazz Chisholm.
It's not Mike Trout.
He's on the cover of a video game.
It's not Mike. Maybe it's a quarter. Maybe it's Tom Brady.
Mahomes.
Good one.
Is it Tominaga on that level in Japan?
I don't think.
Hell no. There's no way. There's no way.
No.
There's no way. I don't know.
His dad is
there's
well
no way.
known.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way.
I mean, there's the fascination with.
So is he like a middle reliever? Like what is
Japanese media do have a fascination with our colleges and our sports here.
Oh, okay.
So that may lead. But anybody, I think, because it's not their national sport, anything baseball is like
True.
1 through 10.
That's true.
And then we start worrying about other sports, maybe soccer, handball.
Definitely handball, yeah. This is going to take up a big part of my brain today, and I'm going to try and figure it out.
Maybe we ought to get him on the air.
Hey, how famous are you?
You are the
I'm kind of like LeBron.
You're the what in the Japanese sports market?
Oddly enough, I'm the LeBron James of feet over there.
All right, boys. Have a great afternoon. Allan Bell will start us off next.
That's the crossover. The Connor Happer Show is next on 1620 The Zone. Mornings with Sharp and Handley.
So people said the man bun.
Yeah.
Do you know that that's not what it's called this day?
What is it called these days?
It is called, I wrote this down, a top knot.
A top knot? I
did not know that.
I like
So
that's better than a man bun.
It has gone from the man bun to the top knot. That's how it is described.
Okay. I need to transition into that because it's man bun. It's been thrown out there so many times, easy to use. Top knot. Now that's kind of fun. Yeah. Okay.
Mornings with Sharp and Handley. Weekdays 6 to 10 on 1620 The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV Newswatch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
A bit more mild Tuesday after a chilly start. Expect a few clouds early on, then becoming sunny in the afternoon as the wind turns more out of the southwest. Highs in the low 50s. I'm meteorologist Sean Everson from KETV Newswatch 7.
What was it some famous football coach once said? Attitude isn't just one thing, it's the only thing. Well, here's an opportunity where your positive attitude is going to take your career to amazing places. Meet Scott Wood, General Manager at McCarthy's 1 Hour Heating and Air and Benjamin Franklin Plumbing.
The type of people that I'm looking for is people that are really motivated to take care of customers. Always do the right thing. If they always take care of the customer and do the right thing, I will always do what I can to take care of them. We have a really rock solid team. We can't do half of what we do without any single person. Our job is to provide a service. We provide a service of heating and cooling to customers at the time that they need it. That's really the mindset that I look for.
Along with being a fantastic place to work, the benefits are top shelf, and they'll even train the right individual. Right now, McCarthy's 1 Hour and Benjamin Franklin Plumbing is looking for HVAC techs and plumbers. So work with a company that wants to work with you. Click the career tab at McCarthy's1hour.com. That's McCarthy's1hour.com. McCarthy's 1 Hour Heating and Air and Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. Equal opportunity employer.
Creighton baseball is back on the radio this season. I'm John Bishop. Check out the complete schedule of broadcast games on 1620thezone.com and gocreighton.com. Baseball on the radio. The Creighton Blue Jays on 1180 The Zone and 1620 The Zone.
Ever walk through a door and see all the trucks? Yeah. It's kind of like that at Gretna Auto Outlet. Half-ton trucks, 3/4-ton trucks, dualies, gas or diesel. Gretna Auto Outlet will be happy to show it to you. They don't call it truck heaven for nothing, Stop in the climate-controlled comfort of the indoor showroom or online with the virtual showroom at GretnaAuto.com. Gretna Auto Outlet, open Sundays too, just north of Nebraska Crossing on Highway 6 in Gretna.
EasyCater presents We've Got Your Back, Up Singers.
Backing you up
So I ordered Mexican for my team at work,
with vegetarian options for Jerry.
and I'm in a meeting and I remember Jerry's vegan.
Love the cheese.
So I text EasyCater and they reply, no prob, we got this.
Gonna fix it for ya.
Sometimes I get vegetarian and vegan confused, kind of like Austria and Australia.
Geography is not just strong suit.
Dietary needs? EasyCater has your back with over 100,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 on EasyCater.com and know.
We got your back.
Lanahaw Nurseries has been your dependable full-service source for locally grown trees, plants, and landscape materials. Rooted in tradition, our products and services are consistently ranked best of Omaha in quality and value. From design to install, our experts are here to help bring your landscape vision to life. Start your next project this weekend. Visit us at 192nd and Center, Lenahan Nurseries, your homegrown headquarters since 1974.
Don't miss this week's Zone Deal.
This week's half-off deal is $50 worth of vouchers to Le Voltaire French Restaurant for only $25. Le Voltaire Pepperwood Village is a locally owned, unpretentious French restaurant serving down-home cooking with an extensive wine list and great handcrafted cocktails for decades. Whether dining with friends, clients, or that special someone, Le Voltaire will make you feel right at home.
Zone Deals go fast. 9 a.m. Friday, 1620thezone.com.
Colon cancer is the second leading cancer killer in the U.S., and Nebraska ranks 32nd in screening rates with only 58%. Get up to date on your screening. Colon cancer screening can prevent cancer from occurring and save lives. The Colon Cancer Task Force is providing free at-home kits for Nebraska residents aged 45 to 74. For your free screening kit, visit OmahaColonKit.com. That's OmahaColonKit.com.
Cards issued by Celtic Bank, member FDIC.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 3.5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/sports. Ramp.com/sports. ramp.com/sports.
Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. EquitableOnline.com.
Tickets for less. Best seats, best prices, no per ticket fees. Ticketsforless.com. KOZ and Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620 The Zone.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Allan Bell. Sportsline. On the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
All right, welcome back and welcome in. Connor Happer, Josh Hodson with you, and we welcome in our good friend, Allan Bell, Sportsline, joining us now via the phone. Allan, good Tuesday morning. How are you?
Hey, good Tuesday morning indeed. I'll tell you what, for the rest of the day, I'll be saying, money, money, money.
I know.
Money.
Every time. I don't know what it is. Josh nailed it on the intro for sure.
It's so good. I know. It's so good. I
wanted to start off this way, and it'll be tough to transition in and out, but you're in Nashville. We talked about it many times. How's everything down there? And just, I mean, it could be in the aftermath when something like what happened in Nashville happened, it could be sort of, a galvanizing moment for a community, but obviously you're just sort of picking up the pieces in the initial, 24 hours. How is everything down there right now?
Yeah. First off, I'll say, appreciate you asking, right? Yesterday was a really tough day, man. It was the first time I've ever seen Nashville come to a halt. You know what I mean? But you're right. There is a galvanizing part of it. And also say this, the Metro Nashville Police Department, think about this. The first call comes in at 10:13 a.m. 10:27 a.m., shooter is down. The Metro Police, shout out to you guys. That was macho.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was no waiting. There was nothing. It was just, boom, shooters out. So, yeah, man, tragic day for sure. But credit to them because they didn't hesitate for a second. And it's awful. Obviously, it's awful. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of communities around the country, you know, that deal with that. So, yeah, I don't have an answer. It's just tough, but appreciate you asking, you know what I mean? And, yeah, there really is no transition back and forth on that.
Yeah.
But there is.
Well, I just know.
What it's all about is we're going to talk about, everything that's going on.
Right.
So,
and I just know that, you really love your city and, that can be, that's a really tough thing to go through, obviously.
It is, man. And yesterday, like on sports radio, like everything was different. Like everyone was really talking sports. Like people were just openly calling in and crying and talking about different things because it's kids involved. And that's the most horrifying part. And again, man, like there's really no like great transition into it, out of it, other than be kind to people. Like that's the only thing that I got. It's not the best answer in the world, but kindness goes a long way.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt about it. Allan Bell of Sportsline is with us. Okay, so the basketball this past weekend. Let's start with what you thought, because this is an important question for you, answering it in Omaha. What'd you think of how San Diego State and Creighton ended?
Oh, dude. That was wild. That was wild. Like, it's a foul. I hate to say it. Like
it is. It is.
It is. And no matter if there's, 60 minutes or 40 minutes on the clock or 1 second, tough. Like, it's tough. But, yeah, I mean, it was a foul. It's the most brutal way to end the season.
Oh, God. I'm going to be thinking about that one for a while. And actually, I think
forever, I know.
And I think it's going to get worse. Like, we were talking about it a little bit yesterday, just sort of like the raw emotion piece of it. And, like, you'll think back, and maybe you won't think, you'll say, all right, that team was an Elite Eight team, and it was so much fun, and they were a second away potentially from the Final Four, or at least getting to overtime with a chance to get to the Final Four. But then you think about sort of how close it was and the road that was sort of paved in front of them. And then we got to talking about like painful losses that you've had in our lives. And we compare everything to Nebraska football around here. And they went through a lot before they ripped off 3 out of 5 national championships. But like,
not bad.
I think that's going to be like a seminal moment in like Creighton basketball history when we look back on it in 20, 30 years.
I mean, let's be honest. Like, I mean, it's like that and the Leitner shot. Like, there's really no, like, it's brutal. But the good thing is that, like, I think college basketball, we look at like college football, we look at the NFL, look at whatever sport, right? It's like, do you win a title or not? Right? Like, that's kind of how it's viewed. College basketball, like, if you make an Elite Eight, if you make a Final Four, like, that's celebration worthy. I get it. It's not winning a title. I certainly understand it. But, dude, it's something, man. Like, it is definitely something to be celebrated. And, it's kind of a launching point. Like, you can go from there. I'll say this, though, in regards to fouls in college basketball. Like, I'm totally with, like, any point in the game, if something's a foul, call it a foul, right? Like, I'm with that. However, I think once you get to the Sweet 16 and beyond, like, I think that, like, the ethos for the entire game, like, it better be a prison foul. Other than that, I'm letting them go, right? Like, it has to be egregious for me to call it, and that's through the entire game so that it's consistent. You know what I mean? Because everybody wants consistency.
And it was.
But
and it was
316
for 39 minutes 59 seconds. It was prison rules. And then the last second it wasn't. And that's the worst.
Exactly.
Part.
See, that's what I hate. Is like, dude, like, you weren't calling this, the entire game, now you are. Like, that's the problem, is that, when you don't have consistency. So, dude, I 1,000,000% agree with that.
So you brought up a little bit the tournament success, and then how we judge people off of tournament success. And Creighton was supposed to be one of these teams before the season started, so I think it's sort of mission accomplished, and even though it doesn't feel like it right now. But we do this in college basketball, and we do it at the same time as we know that the NCAA tournament is the most random thing in sports that we have. It's the most random thing in sports that we have. We have a 9, 2 5s, and a 4 in the Final Four, and that's uncommon, obviously. But we still grade coaches and programs off of tournament success, and I just think that's like, and I'm okay with it, right? Like, we do it, and I'm okay with it. It's just so funny how that sort of counterbalances each other.
It really does. Look, I'll give you a perfect example. All right, local here. All right, so Tennessee's basketball coach, Rick Barnes. Now, had a great career at Texas before here. Like, how do you view Rick Barnes? Because he's got 600 whatever wins, but that trophy case is bare.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like, what do you do with somebody like that? Like, he's gone to a lot of Sweet 16s. You know what I mean? Like, he's reached that level. Like, that's generally the ceiling. But it's something to be said, like, consistently doing that. But then also, like, when you're looking around, you're like, I kind of have a lot of wins here comparatively in the history of the sport.
Right.
And I ain't won nothing. You know, like, that's the conversation, like, everyone in Tennessee is having.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you can't get rid of Rick Barnes because Tennessee basketball would go back to the dark ages. You know what I mean? But also, it's like, feels like you can be as good as you want, and you're going to a Sweet 16, and that's as far as you're going to go. You know what I mean?
Exactly. No, I'm totally with you. Like, I think as we go forward, there will be, we're now past the era of the Coach K's and the Boeheims who have all the wins and coach for 50 years and the national championships to sort of go along with it. And I just think now there's going to be coaches who probably coach a shorter amount of time. First of all, I don't, it's going to be tough to find a guy who's going to coach 50 years in the sport. It's just, we move
at the same place. Yeah.
At the same place. We just move so fast now. And then I think there will be a group of guys who stay at a place for 20, 25, 30 years who are seen as legends in the game, but probably only have one or two cracks at a national championship. I think that's sort of the next era of coaches. And we have a lot of good coaches right now, but it's going to be hard for any single coach to win 3, 4, 5 national championships just because how random the tournament is.
Yeah, that's a great point, and you're right. And man, like, that's the most difficult part is that the tournament is random, and it's certainly usually a blue blood postseason like everything else is. Even though we have Madden at the beginning, I mean, it's generally one team that have won this thing, right? Not going to be this year, but yeah, man, like it's difficult, and like you've got to basically play 6 straight perfect days.
6 in a row.
Yep. Like, that's so damn difficult to do for anybody, right? And like, you can't mess around at all. Like, UConn is probably the example of them doing that so far. Like, they've played 4 perfect games.
Yep. But they're not safe,
No. Like, this Miami team is insanity. Like, if you wanted a team that represented, like, the city of Miami, like, this is that team. And what I mean by that is that you have no idea what the hell you're going to get, dude. But you better bring it because they're just crazy, right? So I'm with you, man. And then on the other side, like, FAU, San Diego State can put you in hell quickly. Like, it's wild. We're guaranteed that we're going to have a team that won its conference against a team that did not win its conference.
Yeah.
So we're guaranteed to have that. And anybody betting out there, the last 2 years, every single Final Four game has hit the over. Just going to put that
The over. Interesting.
Yep.
I would imagine that's a little bit because they'll set the numbers a little bit lower because people get really scared off by the football stadium, like shooting environment and the pressure and all that stuff. And then it ends up going over.
Okay. Pause that 1 second. I don't know if anybody's ever been to NRG Stadium in Houston.
Well, I was going to be this week, but sadly I am not.
Yeah. Say, I didn't mean to bring that up. It's massive.
Yeah.
Like, playing basketball in there, like, there are people sitting at the top, like the very top row, that can't see. They have no idea.
There's no chance. You can't see at the top of some basketball arenas.
I know.
You see at the top of a football arena.
That place is big, dude. Like, it's right next to the Astrodome, which was once like the 8th wonder of the world or whatever they called it.
Right.
Dude, it looks like a pebble. Like, it looks like it's ridiculous. Like, NRG is massive, man. It's crazy to play basketball there. You're right.
What is your best combination for a national champ? Like, what do you want to see in the national championship game? Which 2 teams?
You know what? Okay, let me preface by saying I don't care any of the four that get there.
Right.
But I think FAU would be an awesome story.
I think at this point, I just want to see FAU win a national championship. Like, why not? Like, why not?
Yeah. Like, honestly, like, this team's crazy. They're tough as hell. You know, and give them credit. They've consistently played the same game every single time. They get punched in the mouth in the first half, by teams defending them, right? Tennessee, they didn't score for 7 minutes against Tennessee in the first half. They've done that every game. They take the punch, eat it, come back at you, and just start cleaning glass, right? Just rebounding like crazy, putting in shots. Like, I think that them versus Utah would probably be the story because it's like the quote-unquote blue blood. You know what I mean? It's the only team, remaining that's won a title before. So I think that would be cool. But look, dude, FAU Miami. Like, we could get a South Florida showdown. It'd be awesome, man. Like, I'm good with any combination.
Let me flip it on the other side. So the opposite of that matchup. If it is a San Diego State UConn national championship game, which both of those two are favorites, I speculated on what a number could be for the total for that game, and I think it would be probably in the neighborhood of about 120, like lower 120s. Yeah, I think that's what I mean. It would just be, and I would take the under still, even though with the stat you just gave me, I'd be like, there's no way. This is a total rock fight. And they're just gonna Wolverine each other for 40 minutes, and that's gonna be the national championship game. Like, nobody wants to see that, but I kind of want to see that.
Yeah, I know. Like, I agree. Like, dude, I'd be perfectly fine with that because, like, San Diego State, their defense is bona fide, and they can score. It's not like they don't score a ton, but they don't have to score a ton.
Yeah, they just
like
don't.
They're kind of built like this Tennessee team. Except they're actually consistent. You know what I mean? Like, they actually could do this multiple games in a row. But that was the Tennessee style: was play defense. We're going to put you in hell. It's going to be tough, and we're going to score 61 points and win. Right? Like, that's kind of their style too. They're just better at it. So, dude, I agree. Like, San Diego State would be an awesome matchup against UConn.
Yep. Either way, I think we're in for.
If against Miami would be banana land. I don't even want to know I have no idea what that would be.
Yeah, and here's the other thing, and we'll get you out of here. But I could see any of the combinations, like either Final Four game, semifinal game. I could see either team winning, and I wouldn't. I'm 50-50 on both. Like, are you leaning one way or the other on either of them right now?
Yeah, which makes this impossible to bet. Like, that's
I know. Yeah,
so difficult. Yeah.
So I have absolutely no clue what we're gonna get in the national championship game, and okay with it. We've just settled on this is the wacky year, and 1 year after the blue blood year, like you said, this is the wacky year, and I'm fine with the wacky year. I'm a little sad, of course, that Creighton's not in it, but this is, and it still would have been wacky with Creighton in it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Creighton's not a very common Final Four team.
Dude, that's so much fun to watch too, because they get hot quick. Like, when they're shooting, dude, good luck.
Yep. Didn't happen against San Diego State, unfortunately. Al, we appreciate the time, man. We'll let you go. We will talk next week after the Natty.
Hey, sounds good, brother. Y'all be good, man. Appreciate it.
That's Allan Bell of Sports Line checking in. Yeah, I don't know. I still think my prediction is like 122.5 on a UConn San Diego State final.
I want all Miami.
You want Miami FAU?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Bathe in the ridiculousness.
Pick one team. Who do you want? Who does your heart want to win the national championship?
FAU. If we're gonna have a ridiculous Final Four and a ridiculous tournament, go all the way.
Yep.
Don't be ridiculous and then have UConn, a relative blue blood, win it.
Yeah. I could go along with that. I think Florida Atlantic is my pick too. I don't really want to see Miami win anything. I just can't do that to myself. And I think San Diego State winning a national championship would be awesome, but also horrible at the same time. It would not be good for basketball.
Most people would forget that in 72 hours.
Also, I mean, Creighton could say that they lost to the national champion 2 straight years, so that's another thing. And then I'm okay with UConn. I'm fine with UConn winning a national championship.
I'd be okay with it.
I don't really want to live in the world where UConn is the defending national champions, and but it would load up for another great Hell in the Cell match in Omaha next year.
Yeah, that's a rowdy fan base. I don't really want to give them anything.
Dan
but...
Hurley would become unhinged.
Yeah.
We don't get any respect. No respect. He would be like Scott Frost if they ever won anything here.
Mhm.
He would just be going off the handle on everybody.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't care. I just won a national championship, baby. UConn's a blue blood. We're back. That's what he'd be talking about all the time.
Don't need that.
So I guess if I'm to rank them based on what I want, FAU, UConn, San Diego State, Miami.
I think that's where I lie. Yeah.
All right. We're in agreement. So get ready for the worst possible national championship that we can get out of those 4. And I'm gonna fade my own brain on every pick this weekend. Every pick. All right. Quick break. Come back. We got a lot of stuff to get to on the show today. By the way, thank you to Allan for joining. Joel Lorenzi will join at noon. We'll recap Creighton. Ellie French, I believe, was in Lincoln this morning.
Yes.
Practice. Also in Louisville over the weekend. So many things to get to with all of our guests today. That's the lineup powered by the Rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard. I have many things to talk about that are on my brain. I'm still at a little bit of a heightened emotional state. I just thinking about some things last night. It almost came out in the interview with Allan, but I just think about a couple more things.
Don't unload on Allan.
No, it's not the right time for that. But I just, I had a couple more things to say. And we will cover them throughout the show today. Call or text 402-951-1620. Email Connor at 1620thezone.com on the Equitable Bank inbox. Tweet at Connor Happer or at Happer Show on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed. Did I miss anything? Watch along on YouTube or Twitch, 1620thezone.com, and comment there. Also, we must talk about the potential death of poll questions.
Not as long as there's air in my lungs, Connor.
I don't know what your plan is, but okay.
Cooking up something. Believe you me.
We'll be back with more next on 1620 The Zone.
Omaha's most listened to all sports radio station. Again and again and again. 1620 The Zone.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/radio. That's 4hims.com/radio for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/RADIO.
Businesses of Omaha, settling for a website that looks like it's stuck in the early 2000s? Then it's time to level up with JM Online. Our local team builds custom websites that solve unique business needs. We're not your typical web design company. We're your partners in online success. Ready to take your website to the next level? Go to jmonline.com and request an initial call.
Attention sales professionals. NRG Media is looking for an accomplished business-to-business salesperson who wants to take their success and skills to a new level. Is this you? Our account executives work with local businesses to create marketing plans to help them get more customers. On air, digital, on-site, audio, video, it's all part of what you can sell. A sales career with NRG lets you make a real difference. Get more info and apply online at nrgmedia.com. NRG Media is an equal opportunity employer.
At Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands, one youth, one mentor, plus one moment could unlock limitless potential. When you sign up to become a mentor, you are matched one-to-one with a child in the greater Omaha community, a child with big potential. There are over 130 youth waiting for a big like you. Sign up today at mentoromaha.org. Once again, that's mentoromaha.org.
Summer is almost here, and with 31 days in March, you can save $31 every month at Genesis Health Clubs.
Ends Friday and won't extend. If you don't get started on your fitness goals today, then when? Tomorrow? Next week? Next month? Next year? Life's too short for that. Hi, I'm Rodney Stephen with Genesis Health Clubs. Here all month giving you 31 reasons to get started toward your summer fitness goals now. Reason number 26. Exercise increases your ability to adapt to cold environments. Reason number 27. Exercise maintains or improves joint flexibility. Reason number 28. Exercise makes your heart more efficient. Reason number 29. Exercise improves your mood. Reason number 30. Exercise helps to increase your overall health awareness. Reason number 31. Exercise improves your overall quality of life. 31 reasons to get started today and $31 to save every month when you get started at Genesis Health Clubs. Ends Friday and won't extend. There is no tomorrow for your health. Go to genesishealthclubs.com today to get started.
Come visit Les Voltaire, Omaha's own little corner of France, for mouth-watering appetizers, French flair entrees, melt-in-your-mouth desserts, and an extensive brunch menu on Sundays from 10 to 2, whether dinner or brunch with friends, celebrating a special occasion, entertaining clients, or just chilling with French wines and craft cocktails. Les Voltaire will make you feel right at home, just like they've been doing for more than 2 decades. Les Voltaire, just off 156th and West Dodge Road in Pepperwood Village, and at lesvoltaireomaha.com.
Creighton coverage on the zone is presented by Berry Law. At Berry Law, we fight alongside those who choose to fight back. Call Berry Law at 402-999-7777 or visit berrylawfirm.com. At Berry Law, we're in it to win it.
It's the Connor Happer Show. Are we sure we want to do this?
Could you, make an announcement that we're ready?
It's the Connor Happer Show on 1620, The Zone.
Matt Rule finished up speaking in Lincoln just a couple minutes ago. The media got to watch, and they had some takes. Ooh. I had a video of Jeff Sims throwing a football sent to me this morning.
You were asking for it. You were clamoring.
I didn't see the results of the football that had been thrown.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Accurate. That's okay. I mean, you can't ask for too much. But I did see him physically throwing a football. I also saw Casey Thompson physically throwing a football today as well. I mean, it was just short little dump off, on air. But he was wearing his yellow jersey. How many different colored jerseys does Matt Rule have on his team?
There's yellow, green.
Okay, yeah. Let's actually count them all out. So he's got red, white, yellow, green, gray.
Oh,
there was a couple gray guys today, apparently. AJ Rollins and Jaleel Martin, and maybe that designates guys who just switch positions, so you have to take it easy on them or something. I don't know what the rule is there. That's 5. Matt Rule's practices are so colorful. Matt Rule is a poll question. Does Matt Rule have the most colorful practices out of any coach that you've seen at Nebraska? I mean, there's black. I don't know if there's black during this portion of practice, but there will be black at some point, assuming they do black shirts and don't make a mockery out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 6. There could be 6 colors at any given point, probably during the season at practice. Does Matt Rule have the most colorful practices in Nebraska football history? Poll question up at Happer Show. Clearly, before we get to more things about poll questions, I would like to just go through a little Twitter exchange that made my day a couple minutes ago.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Dan Dockett's checked in.
Oh no.
About 15 minutes ago.
Oh no.
And he said the following. My people are telling me Zach Edey is in the transfer portal. The transfer portal and NIL suck. All one sentence, no punctuation.
Okay.
So Dan Dockich is saying Zach Edey is in the transfer portal. And also, here's my main message that I want to pass along. The portal and NIL suck. Who's the next to enter this conversation, would you guess? How about Zach Edey?
Oh, yes. That's the best case scenario.
Who says, my sources are telling me this is false.
Oh, no. Dan got it wrong.
Such a shock, I know.
Huh.
I mean, it's so crazy. Dan's been so reliable over the years.
He has.
You know, so when he gets something wrong, you're really surprised. But I just love the idea of putting something not vetted or either that or completely made up out there. And then saying, oh, yeah, by the way, this is an example of how the NIL and the transfer portal are ruining college basketball. Get a life.
Have you seen the 3 tweets he's put out there since?
Dan?
Yeah.
Or Zach?
It's Dan.
No, I haven't.
Glad to hear it, Zach. I get fooled on here a lot. Apparently,
What do you mean on here? Like he just took it from a random Twitter user?
Yes. Apparently, I struggle with Purdue news. Brom to Louisville, I nailed, though. Just fired my people. Looking for new people. Apply here.
Brom to Louisville, I nailed. Dan.
Well, when
Dan,
you think
we got to be a little bit more careful, Dan.
When you think of journalism, you think of Outkick the coverage.
You do.
Absolutely.
That much is true. All right, we got to have a quick discussion before we go any further today. Last night, our Twitter overlord, Elon, passed along some information on his app, twitter.com. He says the following. Starting April 15th, only verified accounts will be eligible to be in For You recommendations, which I don't even know what that means.
You got to pay to see the For You section that everyone hates.
I hate the For You section. I'm never using it.
Yeah.
He says this is the only realistic way to address advanced AI bot swarms taking over. It is otherwise a hopeless losing battle. And then he also passes along this piece of information that is relevant to the Connor Happer show.
Just a little nugget.
Voting in polls will require verification for the same reason. Elon Musk, the Twitter owner, is concerned that the answers on Twitter poll questions may be compromised. So he is asking users to pay for the ability to vote in poll questions. I cannot pretend that any of you out there will pay for the right to vote in our dumbass poll questions. I will not pretend that. So it leaves us a question. What will happen to this show on April 15th?
What do we do here?
Will it just disintegrate into the pit of nothing?
We're going to say poll question, and then that's the end of it.
Yeah, I know. It's not actually going to be a poll question anymore. Maybe we should put a Google Doc out
that everyone can vote on.
Or we go best, as a Twitter user suggested last night, we go back to retweet for yes, like for no.
Oh.
That sounds dumb.
It does.
I hate that.
Here on the Connor Happer show.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, go ahead.
We are pro free and fair elections.
Now, I'll be honest with you, and I vibe with Elon this way. I have voiced my concerns about the integrity of our poll questions from time to time.
There's some trolls. I live with one, for example.
But I think that's okay in the context of it's a Twitter poll.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter.
It is not an election.
No, it has no bearing on our lives.
It has no bearing on anything. It means exactly nothing.
For entertainment purposes only.
So I will ask, who in their right mind would pay for the right to vote in any poll question on Twitter, much less our dumb poll questions? And the answer should be 0 people.
It's almost like, now follow me on this, Connor. It's a bizarre line of thinking, but come with me on the journey. Elon Musk, bad at business. He's a fraud, a hack, a huckster, A carnival barker. He paid $44 billion for that app. Now it's not even worth $22 billion.
That's not a very good ROI.
No. But like every decision he has made that has drastically changed Twitter, in 36 hours after the change, he will change it back to the way that people love.
That's our only hope at this point. Otherwise, we're cooked.
Yeah. We got nothing, folks. We got no pull.
So we once again ask Elon to, go back on his decision making. I'm sure he will at some point, but it's going to be a long wait. It's like the last 3 minutes of the Baylor game. Why does that clock still say 3:30? Why isn't this game over yet? Elon, change your mind. You've ruined an entire radio show. You've ruined many radio shows.
Many. We're not the only radio show in this boat.
Bad day for us. Bad day for us.
It can't end like this.
I sure hope.
I won't let it.
We got 2 weeks. Otherwise, we better put out some damn good poll questions over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. Or if not good ones, a lot of poll questions.
We're still going to put out the poll questions, and then people will just respond yes or no on all of them. Maybe that's the answer.
Can we put out a poll question and you just reply with the answer and I tabulate the votes?
So. Can we put out a poll question if we're not verified? Because we are not paying for Twitter Blue.
No. Our offices will not condone that purchase.
No, and I'm not bankrolling it.
No.
That's for sure.
No. Bankroll enough for the show.
So our show is at a bit of an impasse here. As we continue on, we'll talk about what happened in Lincoln, some more thoughts on Creighton basketball, the financial side of the NCAA tournament, which will prove to be a big deal for the Big East Conference. That and plenty more to come on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone.
From basketball to volleyball, baseball to softball, soccer, tennis, and so much more, the Creighton sports season is packed with action. The 1620 The Jays podcast, presented by Barry Law, covers it all. Each week, we visit with Blue Jay athletes and coaches to hear their stories and document their climb through the Big East Conference. The 1620 The Jays podcast drops each Friday morning and is found at 1620thezone.com and all major podcast platforms. Just search 1620 The Jays. Covering all things Creighton Blue Jays, it's the 1620 The Jays podcast, presented by Barry Law from 1620 The Zone.
Guys, let's face it, there is a time when you just need to get out of the house, to have your own place, to be with the guys, or just a quiet, relaxing place for yourself. Well, Hearth Cigars and Pipes Lounge hears you loud and clear. Settle in. Escape to Hearth Cigars and Pipes Lounge for an incredible selection, plus premium cocktails, a knowledgeable, friendly staff, state-of-the-art humidor, and incredible lounge. Hearth Cigars and Pipes Lounge, just off I-680 at 48th Street, next to Cubby's.
Peerless Energy Systems is Nebraska and Iowa's locally owned and operated authorized solar air compressor distributor. Peerless Energy Systems provides products and solutions for compressed air systems, helping companies in manufacturing, food processing, transportation, auto body repair, car dealers, and more. Driving industry efficiency through service, support, and relationships, let Peerless Energy Systems help you increase efficiency with your compressed air systems today. PeerlessEnergy.com.
Shop Sid Dillon Chevrolet, where we sell more Chevys than anyone in Nebraska. Visit us in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo, or at SidDillonChevy.com. Chevy, find new roads.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
One of the Nebraska Lottery's most explosively fun promotions is back. Cash Blast. Until April 18th, buy a 2x2 ticket, enter the voucher number, and you could win $5,000 or $500. If your winning voucher is from a 7-day draw ticket or a multiple of 7 ticket, your prize is doubled. There will be 7 weekly drawings and 14 total winners in Cash Blast. So play today. You'll have a blast. But that goes without saying. 2x2 top prize odds 1 in 105,000.
What's with all the Nebraska Lottery scratch tickets? We're going to a baseball game.
They're for the 7th inning scratch.
You mean the 7th inning stretch?
Hey, you can stretch if you want. I'm scratching.
Starting a new baseball tradition?
Sure. Why not add even more excitement to the game? Check out all these fun tickets, and I could win thousands between innings.
I suppose the next thing you'll do is change Take Me Out to the Ball Game to Take Me Out to a Nebraska Lottery retailer.
Buy me some peanuts and scratch tickets.
Play is good. Go play. Odds vary by game.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 11th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let us handle all the details steps away on the south side of Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination. Blur Events takes care of all the work so you can enjoy the day.
PACE, Police Athletics for Community Engagement Organization, is dedicated to preventing at-risk and disadvantaged inner-city children from becoming involved in street gangs, crime, drug use, and victimization. Last year, PACE served over 5,000 area kids with wholesome competition and free participation in soccer, baseball, CrossFit, and flag football. To help PACE and local families make sure kids have access to safe and fun spring and summer activities, please go to paceomaha.org to support the PACE mission. Thank you.
Cards issued by Celtic Bank, member FDIC.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 3.5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/sports. Ramp.com/sports. ramp.com/sports.
Great question on the J-Tech Construction Zone Twitter feed from Sicilian Stiletto.
Hi, Sicilian.
Poll question. I don't think it's a poll question, but I love the idea of starting off every tweet that we get with poll question. Poll question. Given his piloting and race car driving skills, should Connor take over the Twitter reins? Or Josh with his quick-witted one-liners, did you hear his concert lineup promos, and flick of the wrist trash can grabbing skills? Remember that one time you puked? or third option, Elon keeps it. Me, you, or Elon? I would say that we each have great credentials at this point. My Twitter edict, if I were to run the company, would be don't really mess with anything at all. It's fine.
Don't change anything.
Just don't change anything. It's really okay. Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. No big deal. I don't know if that's a poll question, but you can take a straw poll with us. You comment in the show. Quickly before we get to the odd news, because I can't shut Josh out of the odd news for 2 days in a row. This week. It's not happening.
Unprecedented.
Not happening. So we just got a quick segment here. The annual coaches picture from Phoenix came out last night in the NFL at the meetings with all the coaches awkwardly sitting next to each other in a bunch of chairs and then a whole bunch of other people standing behind the other coaches. Some takeaways. Number one, if you look at and I retweeted it last night. If you look, there's just a lot of pastels.
Yeah,
a lot of pastels. So we got some like light reds, some light blues, like Easter colors. I mean, just it's a colorful group of coaches.
Mm-hmm.
There's only a couple coaches who decided, I'm going to wear gray or like dark blue or something like that. Sean Payton, by the way, rocking just a sweater, V-neck sweater. Good for him.
Oh, wow. Cash.
But the main takeaway that everybody is having, and it's a fair one that we need to talk about, is our good friend, head coach of the New York Giants, Brian Daboll. And his head is burnt to a crisp.
Oh, no.
He has been in Phoenix for way too long, or just a day, but he forgot to wear a hat, and his head is beet red. Are you looking at the picture right now?
I have it up on our extreme. It's not the way I want to have it, but
Oh, really? That's good. Look at Mr. Dayball. Top left, second one in.
oh yeah, okay. That's a big color as well.
Beat red head. He has been in Phoenix outdoors with the sun burning down. My parents were in Phoenix. I was talking to them yesterday. They were like, it's 70 degrees, but the sun is incredibly hot. So you can't be, it's still really, really intense. Dayball did not get the message. He did not get the message. It is, he's burnt to a crisp. Any other takeaways from our lovely picture that we got yesterday?
I mean, typical Andy Reid Hawaiian shirt and Birkenstocks.
Yeah, loafers. I mean, really short shorts for Andy as well.
Yeah.
Belichick's rocking pretty short shorts, a long sleeve button up, and tennis shoes. Very normal.
A lot of these coaches do not look comfortable.
Mike McD, who I always want to see whatever Mike McD is doing. Just looking like a total nerd.
Miami Vice.
Yep.
Pushed up sleeves.
Yep. Maybe a vest there, but the short pants are definitely in vogue nowadays. Speaking of vests, where's your boy?
3 coaches were not there, and Mike Vrabel was one of them.
Braves! I needed some vest.
Yeah. The vest he was wearing yesterday was something. I don't know if you can go to like the Titans Twitter account and find it. It was, normally he wears that bubble Gore-Tex material of a vest.
Yeah.
This vest looked soft, like lanolin, like sheep's wool.
Lanolin. Nice.
Like a cashmere sweater vest. Still zip up.
Oh, yeah. The Titans didn't do much tweeting yesterday because of what was going on.
No, they had bigger fish to fry. And that's understandable.
Yeah. So we another investigative report through. Josh has the odd news before we talk to Joel Lorenzi, the World Herald. And that will be next on 1620 The Zone.
Mornings with Sharp and Hanley.
Now it gets me thinking, what else in life should have a pitch clock? Like when you have to check in with your wife on a phone call, shouldn't that have a pitch clock?
Yeah.
Like getting your kids ready to go to school in the morning.
Gosh, yeah.
Shouldn't that have a pitch clock?
Sorry, kid, pitch clock. All right.
What about like another thing in life that needs a pitch clock? You know when you're with your friends and you're at a bar and a story will start? And it just goes on and on.
Just
and
play
on. Shouldn't that have a pitch clock as well?
Mornings with Sharp and Hanley. Weekdays 6 to 10 on 1620 The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast from a Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Sunny skies this afternoon. Temperatures eventually rising into the lower 50s. Partly cloudy tonight, turning breezy late. Lows will drop back into the upper 20s, and a chilly, breezy day for Wednesday. Highs just in the low 40s. I am Chief Meteorologist Bill Rainby from KETV News Watch 7.
Lanahaw Nurseries has been your dependable full-service source for locally grown trees, plants, and landscape materials. Rooted in tradition, our products and services are consistently ranked best of Omaha in quality and value. From design to install, our experts are here to help bring your landscape vision to life. Start your next project this weekend. Visit us at 192nd and Center. Lanahaw Nurseries, your homegrown headquarters since 1974.
The big tournament is in its final weekend, and this is the time to jump in on the action on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, because right now FanDuel is giving new customers a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if that first bet doesn't win. Go to FanDuel.com/1620 and sign up today. Right now, there's only one team left who has all the right metrics, UConn. But lurking in the rearview mirror is FAU.
John, I've been saying it for weeks now. I like UConn to win the whole dang thing, even if I don't want that to happen. I like them versus Miami, and I think that we'll see them versus FAU. Do not miss out on your chance for that no-sweat first bet for up to $1,000. FanDuel.com/1620. 21 plus and present in Iowa. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit is required. Refund issued is non-withdrawable. Bonus bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions to apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
You can find pizza anywhere. But when you want pizza pie piled high with more toppings, that's when you come to my place, Godfather's Pizza. For a limited time, get your hands on 2 of my large one-topping pizzas. Pick pepperoni, beef, black olives, you choose. All this food for only $29. Feed your whole mob without breaking the bank. Hey, it's an offer you can't refuse. Godfather's Pizza. Do it.
Ever walk through a door and see all the trucks? Yeah, it's kind of like that at Gretna Auto Outlet. Half-ton trucks, 3/4-ton trucks, dualies, gas or diesel. Gretna Auto Outlet will be happy to show it to you. They don't call it truck heaven for nothing, you know. Stop in the climate-controlled comfort of the indoor showroom or online with the virtual showroom at GretnaAuto.com. Gretna Auto Outlet, open Sundays too, just north of Nebraska Crossing on Highway 6 in Gretna.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 11th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let us handle all the details steps away on the south side of Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination. Blur Events takes care of all the work so you can enjoy the day.
Make the right call, fans. The Rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard.
Rooferees.
And now we've reached the point in the show where Josh Odson reads the peculiar, the bizarre, the comical, the odd news with Odd Son. Odd news, Odd Son. See what we did there? The odd news with Oddson.
The odd news makes its triumphant return. It was rudely axed yesterday off the show by me. My apologies.
It's okay. We didn't really have anything.
Oh, we didn't?
It worked out.
Okay, good.
I didn't fight for it for a reason.
All right. Today you would have, though. You would have been like,
yeah, definitely.
If you do this 2 days in a row, you're done. What do we have?
We have a JT Real Muto update.
Oh, yeah.
As we talked about on the tail end of yesterday's show, he was ejected from a spring game for taking his hand away as the umpire tried to put a ball in it. It was an accident, but JT was tossed. Reliever Craig Kimbrell had just been called for a pitch clock violation in the bottom of the 4th inning of a Grapefruit League game against the Blue Jays. Kimbrell needed a new ball. Real Muto reached back for a replacement from the home plate ump, Randy Rosenberg. Then JT saw Kimbrell's eyes raised to the sky. He figured Rosenberg had already thrown a new ball out that way, so Real Muto retracted the glove. Next thing he knew, he had been tossed. As reviewed in the visitors' clubhouse at TD Ballpark, Real Muto was less angry than incredulous. How does he expect me to know he's giving me the ball right there, JT asked. I'm not even looking at him. Real Muto asked Rosenberg, said Rosenberg contended that JT was trying to show him up because everyone was upset about the pitch clock violation. I said, dude, I thought you threw the ball.
Yeah.
The ump replied, I'm not going to buy that.
Yeah, there was a good John Boy breakdown of exactly what they said to each other during that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And after Real Muto said, dude, I can't even see you, he was like, he just basically like looked at him like,
Okay.
Like, so basically he had been caught in the fact that he screwed up. But the thing that I wondered is, can you undo an ejection? Like, can you take it back? If Randy Rosenberg goes like this, can he take it back?
Oh, that's a good question.
Like
no, I was mistaken. Or
is it just a grenade and it goes off? You know, like you go grab it, and you take it back. You can't put the pin back in it?
Probably not. To make things even worse, Rosenberg is a AAA umpire and a major league call-up.
Tough.
Eligible for spring training games and as a fill-in during the regular season. He's what's known as an up-down guy. And to make it triply bad, I guess, it is the first ejection of JT Real Muto's career.
Oh, wow. Good thing it didn't happen during a regular season game, I guess.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually count on the ledger for him.
No. I really have no new information. I just wanted to talk about that again because it's objectively hilarious.
I mean, but like, if he thought if the umpire thought that JT Realmuto was showing him up, he also could have thought at the same time, it's like, oh, maybe this is the case. But on the other hand, it is a spring training game and nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. There was a guy who played for the Dodgers who didn't swing the entire spring training. He just stood up there.
Oh.
Everybody knew that he couldn't swing. He wasn't allowed to swing. So he got in the box and he wanted to see pitches and he just stood there. Nobody cares.
The whole spring training?
Like at least up until last week.
Wow.
Yes. Yes. He just stood there. And guess who messed with him? Zach Greinke. Zach Greinke threw him like a bunch of 42-mile-an-hour ephesus. It's like, this doesn't help me.
Zach Greinke, who like a week or two ago purposefully got rocked so he could work on his pickoff maneuver.
Yeah.
There's new pickoff rules, so yeah, you probably.
I strive for that level of I don't care. I mean, it's really, really great stuff.
We moved to Hollywood for our next story. Robert Downey Jr., you're familiar?
Yeah, Iron Man.
That is correct. Fans now have a shot at an interesting piece of history from Jon Favreau's Walk of Fame ceremony, because a guy is selling Iron Man's chewed gum. The gum, currently up for sale on eBay, has a starting bid of, Connor, would you like to take a guess at what someone is charging you for Robert Downey Jr.'s chewed gum?
$50,000.
Very close, $55,000. According to the listing, the seller attended the Hollywood Walk of Fame ceremony for Jon Favreau. Of course, Robert Downey Jr. was on hand for the big event and created a moment by taking chewed gum out of his mouth and sticking it on Favreau's shiny new star. Downey joked it was just to make it official. The seller claims he was able to snag the gum right where RDJ left it. Now, Creighton fans, that's Robert Downey Jr., not anything you may be texting to each other in group chats.
RDJ.
Now, it's apparently up for grabs in the same condition the seller found it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Which is gum? Chewed gum?
It's still chewed. Now, if you want to get this piece of celebrity memorabilia, the bidding ends Friday. So you gotta get your stocks together, sell off your children's inheritance.
Congratulations on saying the biggest number, you bleeping morons.
Oh, what a great show.
That's all bidding wars from now until the end of time.
So what, like 10 bills? Should
What
we
do
just
you
go to
think,
10
Jay?
bills
Let's go
just
to
to go be
10,
safe?
round it out.
You've given us a lot to think about.
One more. Yeah, that in this case, that person who sold the gum is Nan Pierce. It's like, oh yeah, sure. $65,000?
Maybe. Oh, I have a headache. I don't know if this is the right deal for me. Finally, we have a Cocaine Bear update. That's right.
An update?
Yes. 2 lovers have officially become one with the help of the famous drug-sniffing black bear. And we have the wedding day photos to prove it. TMZ has broken the story.
Of course they have.
Of Kentucky natives, Alexandra and Armando, as they said I do Monday at the... That cannot be the name of the mall. I'm going to read it as it is written. I don't think this is the correct name of the mall. KY for KY Fun Mall in Lexington. I don't think KY Jelly sponsors a mall.
Kentucky?
Kentucky for Kentucky Fun Mall? That's not a better name. Either way.
Hey, Kentucky Fun Mall. That could be a thing.
These pics from inside the venue show Cocaine Bear making quite the impression as the ceremony kicks off. Cocaine Bear even dressed up for the monumental occasion, swapping out his raccoon skin headwear for a top hat. As TMZ reported earlier, the owner of the museum, I don't know what museum, this is the first mention of a museum in the news article, poorly written article by TMZ. But there is a stuffed bear that resided over the unorthodox ceremony, telling Roadside America, as long as you feel that the person marrying you, like Cocaine Bear, has the authority, then that marriage can be binding here in Kentucky.
Okay. Well, that's pretty relaxed.
Yeah. As you know, we all know the journey of Cocaine Bear. Apparently that bear is, or a bear from the movie is stuffed and resides in the mall in Lexington and presided over Alexander and Armando's wedding vows. They got married on a Monday, as you do. It's cheaper that way. When you're paying for a celebrity officiant like that, you got to cut costs wherever you can.
I'm glad the bear is expanding, broadening its horizons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you gotta diversify your portfolio. You can't just be a movie star forever. Those movie star good looks are going to fade. And then what is Cocaine Bear left with?
Nothing.
Exactly.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Connor.
That is the odd news. We'll be back with Joel Lorenzi, the World Herald. Talk some Creighton, put a bow in the season, and what's next? Next on 1620 The Zone.
Remember, no matter how you listen, it's still AM radio. 1620 The Zone.
NCAA Final Four Spotlight. Forrest trying to take James off the dribble. Up with a running one-hander. It banks in! Oh, wow! Michael Forrest, a runner from the baseline, banked it home. He scored 8 straight.
The 9-seed Florida Atlantic Owls needed wins over Memphis, Fairleigh Dickinson, Tennessee, and Kansas State to reach their first ever Final Four. Now it's on to Houston for a semifinals matchup with San Diego State on Saturday. Hear Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the Final Four right here.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep your operation running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, Maria in Miami, and Jules in Troy, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with high-quality supplies for every industry, plus real-time product availability and access to experts ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Don't miss this week's Zone Deal.
This week's half-off deal is $50 worth of vouchers to Le Voltaire French Restaurant for only $25. Le Voltaire Pepperwood Village is a locally owned, unpretentious French restaurant serving down-home cooking with an extensive wine list and great handcrafted cocktails for decades. Whether dining with friends, clients, or that special someone, Le Voltaire will make you feel right at home.
Zone Deals go fast. 9 a.m. Friday, 1620thezone.com.
Tired of having a website that doesn't reflect the quality of your brand? At JM Online, we specialize in custom websites for unique business needs. Your website should be more than just a digital billboard. It should be a powerful tool that grows your business. Awarded Omaha's best web developers in 2023, we're dedicated to local business success. So if you're ready to take your website to the next level, go to jmonline.com and request a call.
Tell us how you feel on the J-Tech Construction and Solar Zone Twitter feed. Reach Gary, Nick, Connor, Josh, and John anytime on the J-Tech Construction and Solar Zone Twitter feed. Contact the official exterior and solar experts of the Huskers. J-Tech Construction at yourexteriorexperts.com.
Your neighborhood is more than blocks of buildings. It's the people who live there that make it special. At Union Bank and Trust, we're not just creating home loans, we're making neighbors. We're not just small business lenders, we're small business shoppers. We don't just live in your community, we help you build it. Because our people are your people. Visit ubt.com/neighbor to learn more. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Many people go back to the dealership out of habit or because they think the dealer is the only one who knows how to fix their car. At Omaha Car Care, we offer a better option. We have ASE certified technicians, the technology to service any vehicle, and free loaner cars. The dealer will sell you a package of services. We'll provide the service you want for your car as your trusted partner. I'm Rick Betker, owner of Omaha Car Care, and we'll be along for the ride.
Tickets for less. Best seats, best prices, no per-ticket fees. Ticketsforless.com. KOZ and Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620 The Zone. Joel Lorenzi, Omaha World Herald, on the Connor Happer Show, on 1620 The Zone.
All right, welcome back. Connor Happer, Josh Hodson with you. We're joined now on the phone by Joel Lorenzi from the Omaha World Herald. Joel, welcome back to town, and you could stay for a while, I think, now.
Yeah, I think so. Even though I'm going to be in Houston for the Natty show.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. But in terms of Creighton going anywhere, yeah, I'll be at the crib for a while.
Congratulations on a first great first season of covering Creighton, and first shot in, you got a pretty good one.
Yeah, I appreciate it a ton. Thank you. And yeah, it wasn't a bad first opportunity for me. That's for sure.
So let's go back. I just have a couple questions about the game and how you saw it, and then we'll move on to sort of what's next.
Sure.
I was sort of talking about this piece yesterday. Hey, Creighton went. Obviously, they'd make a three in the second half. It was impossible for them to get anything done on the offensive end. They would hang in there, I mean, as much as they possibly could, obviously, until the last couple minutes of the game, and then all the way down to the last whistle, of course. Creighton's lack of, finding a good shot on offense, more due to San Diego State's constant harassment and pressure, or do we go back to a thing that had been sort of plaguing Creighton all year, where they would just sort of go into these ruts of not moving and not having things flow the way they want to on the offense? There wasn't really any of that in the second half. Is that a San Diego State thing, or was that a Creighton thing?
Yeah, in terms of being able to find good shots, that's completely a San Diego State thing, because I think when we look back at the rush that happened throughout the season, Creighton was missing open shots that they earned. I think they probably had the fewest opportunities in that second half against San Diego State than they had in probably a long time. I mean, it's San Diego State's brand. They did the same to Alabama. They completely almost, I'd say, embarrassed Alabama in terms of comfortability and whatnot. And it was just a complete night and day thing from half to half, because Creighton shot over 50% from the field in the first half, and they were comfortable. I mean, obviously, San Diego State dug into them, but Creighton was never really. It didn't seem like they were too far thrown off their block. And then the second half comes around, and they can't get into any of their actions.
Yep.
They're spending so long into the shot clock because Trammell is harassing them hard as soon as he catches the inbound, and guys are getting bumped off cuts and screens, and the looks that Creighton does get, it takes so long to get them, and they're exhausting by the time you get them. And the other looks are like there's no other alternative. Like, they have to take them.
I thought you mentioned it right at the start of the second half. I thought they went on like a 4-0 run. I think Creighton got answered at least once, maybe got it back to 4-4 in the second half. But I just thought they turned it up. I thought there was a discernible difference in what San Diego State was doing in the second half, just from a pressure standpoint. And not that it was lacking in the first half, but it was a little freer, like you said. I thought they turned it up, and I just don't, there's only so much you could answer to that when the game is sort of being officiated the way it is. So it came down to, make a shot, miss a shot, and Creighton didn't make enough. Is that sort of how you see it?
Sure. And, I think in the first half, like, San Diego State spent so much time running Bella's time off the 3-point line. Like, anytime he looked at or curled up, like, he's getting that ball screen with Cockburn. and they got to make a choice there. Like it was a few times like Kalkbrenner was living off them having to make a choice. You know, if they want to show on Baylor and run them off the line, like the lob flip up to Kalkbrenner's there, and you know, or if somebody misses a shot, like and nobody's sending the Kalkbrenner because you know, Baylor or whoever is drawing so much attention. Kalkbrenner was there for a couple putbacks. It felt like, and so he obviously missed a few bunnies, but like Creighton was fully putting pressure on San Diego State to make decisions in that first half, and then in the second half, like they can't even get into to any of their actions to even make, you know, San Diego State make those same decisions. It was just a complete, like you're right. Even Kaluma said it post game, like they turned up their intensity. His words were, I don't know how to describe it. They turned up their intensity. It was just a complete double down, like switch of pressure, and you know, I mean, it would be exhausting for any team, but for a team that really relies on shot making, for them to have gone through that, and then you had different things that maybe played in too, like Nemhard's wrist injury, all those dudes. I think they played. There was 1 minute that wasn't played by the starters in the second half, and that was when Farabello came in for Nemhard at that time. Like it was just, these were the same 5 dudes that were getting pressured up the court the entire second half. And I think the one in their first 10 attempts in the second half, the one bucket they had was a broken play. You know, Kaluma flew to the rim on a broken play, a ball that went to damn near half court.
I was gonna say, like, how many field goals did they actually make in the second half? Was it like 5, 6, something like that? I don't even know what the number was.
I don't remember the number, but I know the number that stuck with me was the 0 for 10 from 3. That's
right.
The one that people keep regurgitating, and it's probably what you walk away feeling maybe worse about.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let me see if I could pull up the stats from this, because you could go through in the second half and you could pick out all of. I mean, they got a free one on Shireman's, you know, on the inbound. They got the Art Kaluma crazy save the ball, dive toward the rim, you know, layup, whatever they got.
Yeah.
So second half field goal, they made 8 shots in the second half, and then 7, you know, points from the free throw line. Shot 27.6%. So like, I mean, you could get, and I don't know, there was probably only 3 of them or 4 of them in the last 10 minutes when you include the Shireman, you know, free catch on the layup. I mean, that's a lockdown performance.
Yeah. No doubt. And San Diego State just made it their kind of the game they like. I mean, both teams couldn't score for a while, but San Diego State's comfortable with that. They're not going to beat you by going on a crazy run. I mean, they're going to make your offense look like a shell of itself and get those points in between off old boards and second chance. I mean, the second chances in the second half, like the old board disparity won't tell you, but the second chance points disparity will. Like the old boards they got mattered. I think back to even Kaluma pointing this out post game. I think back to the possession with like 12 minutes left, even though that was still, the game was still so much in the balance then. I mean, the game was, if we've been real, the game was in the balance down to the last possession, but the game really was still in Creighton's favor with 12 minutes to go, and San Diego State gets 2 old boards and kicks it out to Lamont Butler, and he hits a big 3 to cut it to 4. That's a possession that will haunt those dudes, man. At least one of them, because I mean, people knew going into the game San Diego State was going to try to live off the old boards, but when you see it happen in real time, you can't do anything about it. That's the stuff that adds up, especially when teams go so long without scoring or having any good offense.
Second chance 13-9 San Diego State, and that was the edge that sort of got it done. When you heard the whistle on the final play, what was your initial thought?
I was stunned. I mean, I'm recording, so usually I don't record last possession. I mean, it has to be like the end of a game situation where you think somebody could hit a game winner or something like that. And I got my phone down, like I'm trying to live in a moment, so I'm looking with my eyes at the play, not at my phone. And that is happening because the whistle, I think the whistle barely beats the buzzer. Like they let the buzzer sound.
Yeah,
because they let the clock go.
I mean, the ball had almost hit the rim maybe by the time the whistle happened.
Yeah, like the call and the buzzer were so closely aligned that whoever was controlling the clock let the buzzer go off. And so when you hear the whistle, I mean, I think there was just a general sense of shock in the building. I mean, as you look at the video now, like Nemhard's hand, and there was obviously some contact in real time that you could sense, but it didn't feel, it didn't feel like any more contact than these two teams had shared over the course of the game, right? Like, it felt normal. I mean, just based on the way that game was officiated and whatnot. And so when you hear that whistle, especially with 1 second left or whatever it might have been, because you knew with how closely aligned, I thought, frankly, that they had called it and they were going to leave, I don't know, 0.1 or 0 seconds on the clock, because that's how closely the buzzer and the whistle sounded. And so I'm thinking like, Jesus, like Creighton's season is going to end at the free throw line.
Yeah, it's going to be 0. Yeah, I thought it was going to be 0 too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're not going to have even a hair of a second to respond. And granted, they didn't get to do much with 0 timeouts, having to throw the full court touchdown pass, anything like that. But I'm thinking like, wow, like this game, this Elite 8 game, probably one of the better games in the tournament, not based on offense and how pretty it was, but competitiveness. One of the tighter finishes between two of the better teams in the tournament is going to end at the free throw line. It was just stunning. It was shocking to see a game of that magnitude end the way it did.
What happens next for Creighton? I mean, obviously, there's going to be a bunch of guys off this team who test the draft waters. I would imagine all the starters do so. Everybody could come back. I don't know if you want to like set an over-under or it's too early to do so. But what is your sense on a couple, of Creighton's main contributors from this year and what their next step may be?
Yeah, I'm not a gambler, so I'm not going to do the over/under, especially because that just leaves that makes me think a lot more than I have to. I'll say this: I think you'll see Creighton not as active. I mean, sure, they might talk to a few players, but they won't be as openly active as other teams, especially like. I was going to throw out Arkansas there, but Arkansas literally would probably offer me this summer. They offer everybody every season, and so I think Creighton is going to be one of the less names. Like people are going to see targets flooding, especially like today. Today's a big portal day where you're seeing some of the bigger names from the Power 5 schools flooding to the portal. You're not going to see Creighton's name attached to too many of those early. As these players are meeting with Mac and the staff this week, I'll report on what I know, and people will get a general sense of the feeling around some of these guys' decisions. But Creighton only has Christopoulos enter the portal this morning. That's one scholarship. Like Creighton is kind of being their fate, and this is the cost of having NBA potential talent. You're left hanging in the balance in the summer when these guys want to make their decision, and none of them are necessarily locked. You're left in a balance potentially till June to wait on their decision and see what happens. And those decisions are domino effects. What Kaluma decides to do is going to affect how they recruit. Including Isaac Trout, which is a name that's been thrown around. Trey Alexander. That could affect other guards around whether he comes back or not. And it affects who they recruit. I mean, just different guys. I think Khalil Ware out there. I don't know if that's a player Mac would even be interested in, but something like that would depend on whether Kalkbrenner comes back or not. And so the general sense I get for each of these guys, like it feels like Nemhard has reasons to stay. I mean, you might see another elite program try to yank him, but it feels like based on the fit and what he's done here, like it's really hard to envision him leaving.
Agreed.
And then Kalkbrenner kind of the same thing. I'm not sure. Like Kalkbrenner, you'll see his weaknesses kind of thrown out there if he ends up testing the waters, and I'm not sure. I mean, from what I understand, he really enjoys Creighton anyway. So I think you'll see him lean toward returning to school. Baylor Shireman is a guy that I thought earlier in the year, just based on age, was probably gone. But I think he the way his season kind of ended, the regular season, and I guess, just different factors. kind of all led him to actually, think about this and think about the summer. And I think the staff feels good about, him possibly returning. Because you look at him and maybe you say, yeah, his age is why he would, leave. But at the same time, this guy, like, his role right now would be to contribute now, whatever team he's on. And so I don't think that changes from now to next year. I think he probably gets a better season under his belt if he sticks around. And so that's something he's probably considering. But I know certain scouts still like him enough to where they would probably bet on him as a diamond in the rough type deal. And then Trey Alexander is an interesting one because I think he had a great season, right? And this is a guy, like, certain people are really high on him. Like, you ask different scouts and they're higher on different players on his team. And I think that's a guy you'll probably have to wait for his decision longer than most. Because I'd assume he's going to test the NBA draft waters, and the staff is going to be waiting around to see where his head is at. And he could potentially, end up in the portal too. I mean, that's a possibility. I mean, there are teams that would generally offer him a lot of NIL money to join him. And then Kaluma, I think Kaluma's probably the safest bet to leave. It just feels like he really wants to try his hand at the draft and the pros. I don't know if he entered the portal. It feels like Creighton would be the best fit for what he likes to do and how he likes to play. And so that's the general sense I get from their starters and what the domino effect could be.
That's a good breakdown. Either way, Creighton's going to be waiting on some decisions coming up and they got a couple months in order to get there. Joel, great stuff. Appreciate it as always, man. And we'll talk soon.
Yes, sir. Talk soon.
Joel Lorenzi from the Omaha World Herald. That's a good little placeholder, right? Think about that information on each of those guys for the next few weeks and what might happen with them. I just wanted to set a baseline. Where are we at? That's the next thing for Creighton basketball. But yeah, he makes a really good point. You're going to have 2, 3, 4 of those guys say, well, I'm eligible for the draft because when you play a year in college, you're eligible for the draft. I'm going to take a look at the waters. I think that the deadline to come out is in the end of May. And by then, the transfer portal is a little bit drier. You'll have a second round of it full of those guys, some high profile targets. But yeah, that's an interesting situation. Of course, Creighton will find themselves in. I would say if there's going to be some who know that they're coming back, it would be better, obviously, if you could say that right now. I don't know how many would go under that umbrella, though. One more quick thing here, because I found this out during the NCAA tournament. So Joel mentioned how the whistle on that last play was so close to the buzzer that they just let it go. And remember, they went back after that and put 1.2 seconds left on the clock.
Right.
So here's the deal with that. In the NCAA tournament, I guess I should start here. During the regular season, the officials wear whistle packs on their belts, and they test them before the game. That's why the officials go up to the table before the game and they go. They blow their whistles really, really loud, and it breaks everybody's ears. I don't know if anybody's ever noticed that. If you're sitting at the table, obviously you would. And so they go and they test them so that when they blow the whistle, the packs are connected to the scoreboard and the scoreboard automatically stops. During the NCAA tournament, they don't have those. Why?
Why?
Is a great question, Josh.
It's $1 billion tournament, literally.
It's a great question, Josh. But I learned this while sitting behind the table in Denver, and one of the people who was at the table was like, "Well, we don't use the packs during the tournament." And the follow-up question was, "Why?" And nobody had an answer.
Okay.
They also quick note from Denver, real quick, from behind the scorers table. When the officials came out for the first game, which was Baylor and UCSB, or not the officials, when the table crew sort of came out, I was out there way early. They were like, Everything looks great. We're missing one thing, a possession arrow. We don't have a possession arrow. And they're like, oh, yeah, I guess you're right. We should go get a possession arrow. So they went to the back and got a possession arrow, and then it was all good from there. But just a little bit of a lack of attention to detail. Hey, NCAA tournament, do the whistle packs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really doesn't seem that hard.
Feels pretty easy. I mean, on the television broadcast Sunday, they said, oh, they pulled out a stopwatch.
I know.
And then actually yesterday they said, whoa, hold on. There was no stopwatch. It's much more complicated than that, and went into this detailed description about the clocks syncing up.
The whistle pack is specifically designed for that situation.
Yes.
To account for the tenths of seconds in between a whistle and a buzzer, or just a whistle in general.
A whistle and a guy going, oh,
Yes.
whistle. I'll stop the clock now.
Yes. Beep. It's immediate, right? It just goes off right away. Beyond me why they don't use those in the NCAA tournament. I don't think it ended up having an effect on Creighton.
No.
But they had to count back and waste all that time and energy on figuring out how much time was left, and then they ultimately decided, game's over. Excruciating.
Silly.
Excruciating stuff. All right, thanks to Joel. We'll come back. Still plenty to talk to. Let's get to some things from Lincoln. Josh has his top 5 coming up. Ellie's coming up in the 1 o'clock hour. We'll talk plenty of Huskers and Jays still on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
The Connor Happer Show. Follow us on Twitter @Happer Show for all the latest news and views. We may even say something interesting once in a while.
Unlikely.
Really, guys? Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone.
Ready to revolutionize your home's look? Smash those outdated windows and upgrade with J-Tech Construction, the official exterior and solar experts of the Huskers. For a limited time, qualified buyers enjoy no payments and 0 interest for a year. Plus, receive a free triple paint upgrade. Trust the best in the business and see why so many homeowners choose us. Contact us now and take the first step toward a stunning home transformation. The official exterior and solar experts of the Huskers, J-Tech Construction, your exterior experts.
The brand new Dollar General Distribution Center in Blair is now hiring. Starting wage is up to $22 per hour with benefits including medical, dental, vision, 401k, and a $2,000 sign-on bonus. Apply today by texting DG Warehouse to 25000 or online at dollargeneral.com/careers. Again, apply today by texting DG Warehouse to 25000 or online at dollargeneral.com/careers. Dollar General can't wait to have you become a team member at their brand new distribution center.
Creighton baseball is back on the radio this season. I'm John Bishop. Check out the complete schedule of broadcast games on 1620thezone.com and gocreighton.com. Baseball on the radio. The Creighton Blue Jays on 1180 The Zone and 1620 The Zone.
You can find pizza anywhere. But when you want pizza pie, pile pie with more toppings, that's when you come to my place, Godfather's Pizza. For a limited time, get your hands on 2 of my large one-topping pizzas. Pick pepperoni, beef, black olives. You choose. All this food for only $29. Feed your whole mob without breaking the bank. Hey, it's an offer you can't refuse. Godfather's Pizza. Do it.
At Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands, one youth, one mentor, plus one moment could unlock limitless potential. When you sign up to become a mentor, you are matched 1-to-1 with a child in the greater Omaha community, a child with big potential. There are over 130 youth waiting for a big like you. Sign up today at mentoromaha.org. Once again, that's mentoromaha.org.
Lanahaw Nurseries has been your dependable full-service source for locally grown trees, plants, and landscape materials. Rooted in tradition, our products and services are consistently ranked best of Omaha in quality and value. From design to install, our experts are here to help bring your landscape vision to life. Start your next project this weekend. Visit us at 192nd and Center. Lanahaw Nurseries, your homegrown headquarters since 1974.
right, welcome back. We've moved to the portion of spring training, by the way, where they're playing just games at major league stadiums now, which I always think is funny. So we're watching Nats Yankees. Nestor Cortez versus Mackenzie Gore is an actual low-key good spring training pitching matchup.
Nestor gave up a homer.
1-0 Nats. The Rangers and the Royals are in Arlington before everybody heads north. I think the Angels and the Dodgers are playing each other,
Yeah, they
in
played today.
one of their homes. And then they'll wear their spring training jerseys, and then they'll put on their regular jerseys on Thursday, Major League Baseball opening day. We'll talk plenty about that tomorrow on the show. Yesterday, I saw this story. So how much money everybody's getting from the NCAA tournament? This is like officially done now because you can't get any more. I guess shouldn't you get more if your team wins if one of your teams wins the national championship? I don't know. An SEC team, this is from Sportico. An SEC team won't win the college basketball tournament, but the league will eventually take home roughly $34 million from its March Madness success, more than any other conference. That's because of the complicated way the NCAA distributes money during the tournament. Instead of paying the individual schools for their success, the governing body distributes money directly to the conferences themselves, and then the amount of money each conference receives is determined by the number of tournament games each team plays prior to the final. So on the list this year, the SEC will be taking home the most money.
Just means more.
They will receive 17 units.
Units?
They will receive 17 units, which is the equivalent of $34 million. So a unit is apparently worth about $2 million. Or at least that's what Sportico is estimating. Each game played will be worth roughly $2 million, according to Sportico's calculations, paid out in annual installments through 2029, bringing the SEC's haul roughly to $34 million. Then you go down the list. The Big 12 will get 7 units worth $32 million. Or I'm sorry, 16 units worth $32 million. And then the Big East. The Big East, with its 5 NCAA tournament teams, will be taking home 15 units. Thank you, Creighton. Thank you, UConn. No thanks to Providence. I guess, thanks. You made a game. You got one game.
Respect to Ed Cooley.
Marquette won a game, so they got 2. And who am I missing here? Xavier.
Yeah, there were 3 in the Sweet 16.
They made the Sweet 16. So and this is the only basketball-only conference on this list. And I feel like that's a really important thing to note.
Yeah, this is their money-making opportunity, right?
This is huge.
Yeah.
This is huge for the Big East that doesn't have a sizable TV deal. Well, it does from the basketball standpoint, but it doesn't have the football inventory to sell to the TV networks. So, the SEC is like, oh, great, cool, another $34 million. We'll put a Fogo de Chao in the SEC offices. Great. The Big East is like, no, this is a huge deal. $30 million. SEC, Big 12, Big East, Big 10 earns 14 units with its 8 teams in the tournament. The Big 10 played 14 games in the tournament and it had 8 teams. Not a good number.
No.
The ACC, thanks to pretty much only Miami, will take home 12 units. The Mountain West, pretty much thank you to San Diego State, will take home 8 units, which San Diego State played, will play its 5th game in the NCAA tournament when they play in the Final Four on Saturday. And then the Pac-12, but think about how much, the next basketball-only conference on this list is the West Coast
Conference? Yeah, okay.
Is the WCC, and they're taking home 6 units. They get Gonzaga and St. Mary's, both of which got beat by UConn. And they get to bring home $12 million, which is huge for the West Coast Conference.
Sure.
But think about that in terms of the Big East, which is one of the power conferences, high major conferences in basketball. But $30 million and not having football inventory is not a drop in the bucket. It's not just like, oh, cool, we got a whole bunch of money. A quick summary of the NCAA. This is from Sportico. A quick summary of the NCAA's tournament distributions. A team earns 1 unit. I like saying the word unit for every game it plays before the championship, including the first 4 games held in Dayton. There are therefore 132 units awarded each tournament, and those units stretch over 6 years, generating payments to each school's conference in annual chunks.
Wait, what? It takes 6 years to pay this out?
I guess.
No. Pay me now.
I don't know.
Also, this sounds highly illegal. You're getting paid some units.
Well, I'd be curious about how the conferences distribute it to their teams.
Yeah.
Like, what's the conference's cut?
I earned those units.
Yeah, like Creighton is responsible for 4 units. Creighton got the Big East 4 out of their 15 units. They should be paid whatever that percentage is of $30 million, right? No, that's not how it works.
No. There's how many schools? 10, 12?
The Big East?
Yeah.
5. 5 tournament teams. 10
in the conference.
10 in the
right?
conference.
Yeah.
Like, is DePaul getting a cut of this crap?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, God. Is Nebraska getting money off of Purdue's deep run in the NCAA tournament? Sorry. No.
But yes, they are.
They are. A value of a unit changes each year, meaning the total payment of a 2023 win won't be fully apparent until 2029. So they just take the units, they lock them in time, and then they pay out. But the NCAA's revenue and distribution guidance provides estimates, and Sportico calculates that this year it'll be worth about $2 million. That starts with a unit payment of $342,000 next year, ends with a unit payment of roughly $326,000 in 2029. The value eventually goes down because the canceled 2020 tournament concentrated payments for the following 6 years.
This sounds like a pit boss is coming up to me and going, "Hey, you want a unit? I got units. You earned a unit. Good job.
How many units you got available this afternoon?
You guys earned some units."
It's definitely weird. I think we should probably start talking about money in units now. I mean, that's how betting works, right? I guess. It's like you could either say, I put $50 on a game, or I put a unit on the game.
That's when I'm talking units.
Is $50 your unit? Or is $25 your unit? Or is $10 your unit? Or is $1 your unit? But then if $1 is your unit and you say you put 10 units on the game,
you sound like a baller.
Yeah. It's like I put 10 units on it. Well, it's just $10. This is a full 10 unit play.
So you know I'm taking it seriously because it's a 10 unit play.
Yep.
Never wrong.
So I'm putting a lot on this.
First pick's free.
Yes,
1-800. The fine folks at FanDuel would never do that to you.
No. So a big deal. Long story short, a big deal for the Big East Conference. Like I said, I'm still curious at how much the Big East or how the Big East will distribute that $32 million that they will eventually get. But it was, $30 million. But like I said, it's not a small deal for the conference, for a conference that doesn't have the football revenue coming in. Let's see. Bullet Point Bob tweets in.
Hi, Bob.
Our emails in.
Hi, Bob.
The Big East is down to 10, or did they finally kick out DePaul or Georgetown? What are we at? 11? We got 11 Big East teams?
I don't know. I'm not counting that high.
What? There are 11. I apologize, Bullet Point Bob.
I'm here for retracting one team in the Big East.
I guess UConn makes it 11. The Big 11. All right. Top 5 with Josh is next. What is the
Connor, that's where you're wrong. It's a bottom 5 today.
Hell yeah!
Bottom 5 MLB power rankings.
Oh, God.
Who sucks before the season even starts?
You better be careful. Don't.
Why is that, Connor?
I'm just saying. You better be careful.
Okay.
Josh will have a bottom 5, and you'll hear that glorious music coming back on 1620 The Zone.
Previously on The Crossover.
Pat is a former air traffic controller. Pat, what's going on?
So an air traffic controller can get you from point A to point B and steer you away from mountains, cliffs, large buildings, but they're not going to be able to teach you how to land a plane.
Okay, that makes it a little bit more difficult. So Happer and Nick are wrong, Pat, right? That's basically what you're saying?
No.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Mornings with Sharp and Hanley. The Connor Happer Show. Unsportsmanlike conduct. 6A to 6P. 1620. The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Sunny skies this afternoon. Temperatures eventually rising into the lower 50s. Partly cloudy tonight, turning breezy late. Lows will drop back into the upper 20s, and a chilly, breezy day for Wednesday. Highs just in the low 40s. I am Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby from KETV News Watch 7.
More with Connor and Josh after this.
We're going to have an extensive professional relationship, my man.
On 1620, The Zone.
How powerful is the Cox network? So powerful that one day the internet will let your doctor perform miracles from thousands of miles away,
Connecting to remote operating room.
giving a whole new meaning to the term house call.
Operation complete.
The Cox network, with multi-gig speeds now available, it's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, bringing us closer. Limited availability in select areas. Speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms apply. Other restrictions may apply.
Ready to revolutionize your home's look? Smash those outdated windows and upgrade with J-Tech Construction, the official exterior and solar experts of the Huskers. For a limited time, qualified buyers enjoy no payments and 0 interest for a year. Plus, receive a free triple paint upgrade. Trust the best in the business and see why so many homeowners choose us. Contact us now and take the first step toward a stunning home transformation. The official exterior and solar experts of the Huskers, J-Tech Construction, your exterior experts.
Hey everyone, Josh Peterson here for my friends at Miracle Hill Golf and Tennis. I have been saying it throughout the last few weeks. They are changing the way that they do golf instruction at Miracle Hill Golf and Tennis. One of the changes, on-course instruction. If you want to find out more information and learn from Mike Faber and Jonathan Melke, find your best golf swing, give them a call today at 402-498-0220. They're located just north of Dodge on 120th Street, Miracle Hill Golf and Tennis.
Progressive protects more than just your home and car. You could save when you bundle your motorcycles, ATVs, boats, and RVs. Doesn't that sound good? Like the sound of your boat cruising along the Intercoastal. And there's the sound of the prop hitting a really big rock. And now the sound of waves, because the engine stopped. But you know what does sound good? You're covered with Progressive. So bundle all your vehicles and home in one place and save with the multi-policy discount. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
I thought learning a language would be too much work. Then I discovered Babbel. They make learning fun. J'aime Babbel.
Babbel's lessons only take 10 or 15 minutes, quick and easy. And soon, you turn and realize, hey, I'm starting to speak another language. How'd that happen?
My friend from Italy said my accent and pronunciation is perfect. It's because Babbel's lessons are designed by language teachers and voiced by real native speakers. Each lesson is like living in another country for 15 minutes.
I love that there's all kinds of ways to learn. Babbel's podcast or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
You learn words and phrases you actually use in real conversations.
In 3 weeks, I was starting to speak in another language. So easy.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than Babbel.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
The brand new Dollar General Distribution Center in Blair is now hiring. Starting wage is up to $22 per hour with benefits including medical, dental, vision, 401k, and a $2,000 sign-on bonus. Apply today by texting DG Warehouse to 25000 or online at dollargeneral.com/careers. Again, apply today by texting DG Warehouse to 25000 or online at dollargeneral.com/careers. Dollar General can't wait to have you become a team member at their brand new distribution center.
Oh, man. Gets me jacked.
You ready to run through a brick wall right now?
It's like the one shining moment of top bottom fives. Very exciting.
We get to have that debate later this week.
One shining moment. Oh yeah. Do you like one shining moment? That'll be our Monday topic.
Is Chad gonna be on?
Chad?
The TV show Chad instead of One Shining Moment?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That was last year.
Is it CBS or TBS this year?
Great question. No idea. I'd assume CBS.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes they stick it somewhere weird.
We get to have the really fun debate of, do you like One Shining Moment or is it too corny?
And then Connor gets in his bag and is like, it's on my iPod.
Stand up on my chair and I say, One Shining Moment! I love that song.
And I say it's
Sit back down. All right.
But that's Monday's show.
That's next Monday. Josh's worst 5 MLB teams, even though he's seen nobody play.
I've seen nobody play. I have no knowledge. But here we go.
God, come on. Take forever.
Number 5.
Bottom 5 MLB power rankings. 5th worst team in MLB right now, the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Wow, 5th worst only. Great job by them.
Yeah. They got significantly older this offseason.
Well, I think a lot of people got older.
Well, I mean, they signed like 100 years worth of human beings.
They were the landing destination for one former Royal, Carlos Santana, right?
I believe so. They signed 3 free agents who totaled in like 104 years old. I saw some weird stat like that today.
Andrew McCutchen, Carlos Santana, G-Man Choi. Total 105 years of human existence.
Yeah. That was it.
It's just being 105 years old combined.
Yeah. Just 3 people and their age divided. Yeah. But it's the Pirates. They lost 100 games last year.
They suck. It's a great job by them for not being the worst team on this list. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Number 4.
Connor, not even the worst team in their own division. The Cincinnati Reds come in at number 4.
Yeah, but they're at least like
they got some young arms.
Yeah,
There's a shortstop they're excited about.
They're at least going to be fun soon.
Mm-hmm. Votto starts the year on the IL, though. They lost 100 games last year. They will be fun to watch.
Hunter Green throws 100 billion miles an hour.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They're watchable, but they're not good.
Yeah, they could be a team that has this nice little, that has like a nice month.
Yeah.
You know, people get excited about the Reds.
People forget they started 0-604 last year.
And then the year before that, they were like insanely hot for basically the first 3 months of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Reds are no good.
3. Combination of 3 and 5.
Number 3.
This is actually a hotly contested. So I know for sure now that we've passed 5 and 4 that the Royals are not going to be on here. I would hope.
Do you know
not.
that, Connor?
I know that.
Do you know that?
If you put the Royals as one of the 3 worst teams in baseball, you're just wrong. You're not right.
Maybe I got a hot take in here, Connor.
Continue.
Number 3 is the Washington Nationals.
They're definitely not one of the 2 worst teams in baseball.
No, the Royals aren't on this list, Connor.
Yes. I think I know who the worst team is.
Washington.
All right, I know who the last 2 are now.
Washington finished last a year ago. NL worst by 7 games. They lost 107 games last year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're not good.
No.
Now they get helped by the new schedule, theoretically, because they don't have to play the Braves, Mets, and Phillies as much.
I guess,
but
they're still individually bad.
Yeah. But if you're looking for a bright spot in our nation's capital, maybe the new schedule changes it.
Are you into Joey Menzies? You like yourself some Joey Menzies?
I make inappropriate jokes when I see him on my television.
Or you can watch Mackenzie Gore. We're watching the Nats right now.
Hey, they're beating the Yankees 1-0, so go Nats. I'm rooting for that.
Attitude.
All right, 2 more. Are the Royals on here?
No,
they're
They're not worse.
comes 2. Number 2.
Wow, there's 4 NL teams on this list.
Yeah, they're not worse than the team you're about to say, which is the team of which I don their hat.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Colorado Rockies.
They suck.
They suck.
They really suck. And everybody hates them. I mean, they enjoy going to their games, but they all hate the ownership because of how the whole Nolan Arenado thing went.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a mess.
They're projected to be the worst team in Major League Baseball this year at 60-102. That Rogers guy is injured to start the year. But they got Chris Bryant.
They do have Chris Bryant.
People forget.
Are people filling the seats for Chris Bryant? No.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think
That's
so.
all right. Go get high. Go watch a Rockies game. Have a Coors Light in the upper deck. And just enjoy your summer, Rockies fans. And enjoy all the other fans of random Major League Baseball teams invading your stadium.
Who go, little trip to Denver this summer, honey?
I already know people who are like Yankees people, and they're like, well, doesn't matter. We're going to Denver in July. Enjoy that. That'll be a lot of fun.
Which leads us to a team who is on the field and in the owner's box worse than the Colorado Rockies.
Make it so, number 1.
Number 1.
It's the Oakland, soon-to-be Las Vegas Athletics.
Sure is.
But even the city of Las Vegas has said, not so fast. Maybe we don't want the A's, and we'll just hold out for our own team.
We'll just make our own. We'd rather just make our own.
We'd rather start from scratch
we don't want
than rebuild your dumpster fire.
We don't want a built-in pipeline of players. We want other players. We'll make our own. They have maybe, and I don't know what the historical context is on this. I don't think I've ever seen a win total lower on betting. I mean, I think it's 59.5.
Oh, that's right.
It's 59.5.
I didn't even factor that in.
They're projected to easily lose 100 games.
Yeah.
Their projected record, according to ESPN, is 64-98. Still not good, but more optimistic than some.
Their ownership is literally major leaguing it.
So here's a great line here. They did for the power rankings on ESPN, like a few questions for each team. What's changed the most? The season will be a success if, most likely award winner, and a bold prediction. So let me read you what's changed the most since we saw them last.
What's changed the most for the A's since we saw them last? The Braves took their catcher.
Here it is. The A's added veteran Shintaro Fujinami and Drew Rucinski to stabilize a rotation that will work in front of what appears to be a serviceable bullpen. That's good because this group doesn't figure to score many runs.
No. They're going to get no hit like 3 times.
Let me just say that if the best thing you did this offseason was stabilize your rotation by adding Shintaro Fujinami and Drew Rosinski, you got a problem. You got a problem. Bad deal.
Yeah, that's not what you want as a fan base.
So they're gonna work on some things. They're gonna they're gonna trade any players they feel like are halfway decent, and they'll be the triple AAs this year. Tons of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Curiously, Josh, how far were the Royals off of this list?
They were not even considered.
Yes,
you got me. You got me
damn
drinking,
right.
You got me drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit on the Royals.
Thank you, Vinny Pasquantino.
I mean, that's a good lineup that they got. If they can string together a couple arms, maybe they got something.
Put it in the Josh prediction book. Maybe this team's got something. This team's got something. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Connor.
We'll get ready. We'll get more prepared for Major League Baseball season tomorrow and Thursday on the show. Brian texts into the show.
Hi, Brian.
He says, as a Braves fan, you should know this, but the Reds started last season 2-2 before their long losing streak as they split with the Braves opening weekend.
They did.
And they lost like 15 in a row or 13 in a row or something like that, like immediately after that.
Yeah.
Were they like 2-19 at one point?
Yeah, something dreadful, and like one of those 2 wins came against Atlanta on ring night or something like that.
So good. Yeah. So good. All right, we'll come back. Ellie French will join. She was in Lincoln this morning for football in Louisville last weekend. Ellie's everywhere.
She is where the sports are going on.
Great sentence.
Petered out there at the end.
We'll be back next on 1620 The Zone.
The best way to catch all the action is on 1620 The Zone. And no line for the bathroom.
Summer is almost here, and with 31 days in March, you can save $31 every month at Genesis Health Clubs. Ends Friday and won't extend. If you don't get started on your fitness goals today, then when? Tomorrow? Next week? Next month? Next year? Life's too short for that. Hi, I'm Rodney Stephen with Genesis Health Clubs, here all month giving you 31 reasons to get started toward your summer fitness goals now. Reason number 26, exercise increases your ability to adapt to cold environments. Reason number 27, exercise maintains or improves joint flexibility. Reason number 28, exercise makes your heart more efficient. Reason number 29, exercise improves your mood. Reason number 30, exercise helps to increase your overall health awareness. Reason number 31, exercise improves your overall quality of life. 31 reasons to get started today and $31 to save every month when you get started at Genesis Health Clubs. Ends Friday and won't extend. There is no tomorrow for your health. Go to genesishealthclubs.com today to get started.
My name is Jordan. I am a project manager at Prairie Construction.
Jordan, tell us about the importance of communication at Prairie Construction.
Communication in construction is paramount. Just because there's so many moving parts in a project, we have to be on top of our game. Communicating with each other at Prairie Construction, communicating with subcontractors, communicating with the client, with the architect, with the engineers.
If you're in the construction industry and you're looking for a new career with a better company, Prairie Construction might be just right for you. Go to prairie-construction.com.
One of the Nebraska Lottery's most explosively fun promotions is back. Cash Blast. Until April 18th, buy a 2x2 ticket, enter the voucher number, and you could win $5,000 or $500. If your winning voucher is from a 7-day draw ticket or a multiple of 7 ticket, your prize is doubled. There will be 7 weekly drawings and 14 total winners in Cash Blast. So play today. You'll have a blast. But that goes without saying. 2x2 top prize odds, 1 in 105,000. Did you know that when you play games from the Nebraska Lottery, you're also supporting and even... That's right. Since 1993, the Nebraska Lottery has raised more than $900 million for Nebraska's environment, educational opportunities, and state fair. So to everyone who plays, we say... The Nebraska Lottery, 30 years of building a better Nebraska.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Chase loves soccer. I'm Chase Carter, and I'm 12 years old. And his dream is to turn pro. That's why Chase and his family make sure he's always having fun and squeezing out his best with Go-Go Squeeze. Okay, buddy, let's break for a Go-Go Squeeze. Go-Go Squeeze fruit-on-the-go pouches are a nutritious snack made from 100% fruit with no sugar added. That's my boy! Because when you nurture your kids, you squeeze out the best in them. Squeeze out the best with Go-Go Squeeze. Not a low-calorie food. Products range from 11 to 13 grams of sugar and 60 to 70 calories per serving.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries worried about COVID-19. COVID-19 tests are now covered by Medicare Part B. That's right. Achieve DX will ship you your rapid COVID-19 test at no cost straight to your home. These easy-to-use FDA EUA authorized tests will give you results in 15 minutes. Even if you have a Medicare Advantage plan, you can have these tests delivered to your home at no cost to you, and the shipping is free. For your free COVID-19 tests, call Achieve DX at 800-300-1634. That's 800-300-1634. Call now.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 11th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let us handle all the details steps away on the south side of Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination. Blur Events takes care of all the work so you can enjoy the day.
Tickets for less. Best seats, best prices, no per-ticket fees. Ticketsforless.com. KOZ and Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620 The Zone. Ellie French. KETV Channel 7. Tuesdays with Ellie on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Not too shabby, eh?
Quickly, a little news from the Big East, where Rick Pitino has successfully kicked everybody out at St. John's, including AJ Storr, who was, blossoming into one of the better, one of the better St. John's players for sure. And may even be able to go beyond that. Colby King, AJ Storr, Omar Stanley, all out, and more to come at St. John's. As Rick Pitino said out loud on his opening press conference, I'm not going to keep very many people. But then Joel Soriano was named captain, and he might be the only one.
Deion Sanders did.
Yeah, he did. I'll bring you my bags, and they're Louis. Ellie French is where the sports are. And she joins us on the phone now. Hello, Ellie.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good. How are the sports this morning?
Oh, my gosh. This morning, very early. The sports, they were good, though. I mean, this is my first spring practice that I got to check out for Nebraska. I think the first one that they had open to the media was Thursday when here Matt Foster and I were in Louisville. So we did not get to go to that one, but it was interesting for us just to get our first kind of look at a lot of newness with Nebraska football.
Do you think that Matt Rule has the most colorful practices ever with all the different jersey colors?
Yeah, I'm glad that and I figured someone was going to ask him about the gray jerseys because that was something, and I was like, gray jerseys, like it was colorful for sure. I mean, you got your quarterbacks in your green and red and white, but yeah, the gray jersey colored in there and stuff. And from that perspective, yes. And then as far as like just his energy, he was very energized this morning.
Yeah, you probably noticed it just from the brief bit that the media gets to watch. But give us a sense of like how really engaged he is. And I don't know that this is like the totally unique thing for coaches, but we've seen people in the past who sort of just like to roam around a little bit. How engaged is Matt Rule himself during an actual practice?
From what I got to see with him, and it's hard because I'm not looking at him the whole time, of course. And I've got the giant camera on my shoulder, which makes it hard sometimes. But he was in a lot of different places, and I know that he was literally even getting in like right next to guys and showing them, stuff. And same with position coaches too. But of course, with the head coach, it's unique to sometimes see them really get up in there and show guys. But he was at times like getting up in there and showing guys, and just seemed to have like a really good command on everything. And at one point, like this is early, like he started just yelling out loud, and I didn't even realize it was him until I moved the camera away from me. I was like, oh, that's Coach Rule. Like he was so vocal and like loud, and I was like, oh, okay. Like he really is like fired up, and I don't know if it's just because I'm not a morning person or what, but he was very fired up early and was getting in there and was really making his rounds and kind of checking everything out and talking to people and stuff. At least from what I noticed.
I don't know who you were around when the players and the coaches. So it was Matt Rule, Turner Corcoran, Ramiro Johnson, and I got my wish. Jeff Sims talked today. Which I mean, were you around any of those interviews, and what'd you take away?
Yeah, so I feel like they actually have like kind of what they call the main one, and that's where like Coach Rule was for the end. But then they brought the guys, they brought the players at the podium that I ended up being at, and so I got to hear. I'm glad that you mentioned Sims because I was curious to hear from him too. And we don't know who we're gonna get too, so it's not like we can kind of plan story ideas of like, oh, let's ask. Like we have to ask them kind of when they come out. Like we don't ever get an idea of who's gonna be out there and stuff. And of course, we've all got a lot of questions, but definitely a lot for him too, considering like. Casey Thompson's at practice, but he's like very limited. I mean, he's moving around, like throwing very lightly, it looks like today, but not anything like very, very limited. Like so it does open up the door for more guys in that quarterback room, and a guy like Jeff Sims, who was, at a program for 4 years, I think before, like at Georgia Tech. And so it was cool to talk to him. Literally the first thing I thought about was like, God, this guy's coming from Georgia, and I think I remembered he was like from the South, and so I was like, I'm freezing standing here right now in this hallway, like it's cold today.
Yeah,
I'm like, he must be cold. And the first thing he mentions is, I was like, oh, how's adjusting going? And he's just like, yeah, I'm just having to get used to the cold. He's like, I think like the coldest I've ever been in, he said, I think it was like 57 or 54.
Oh man.
He's like, but he knows obviously, and it was cold out there today because they had some of the outside portion of practice, and they're out there getting reps. And he's like, that makes you tougher. He mentioned he was wearing like long sleeves, and then he's like, well, how is this going to help me if I'm just wearing long sleeves? So he's like, I got to adjust to it now. So he stopped wearing long sleeves when he was out there, and no, he was great. It was really cool to talk to him and kind of just pick his brain a little bit about everything.
How do you read into that quarterback thing right now? Because I mean, you gave us the preface, like Casey's not doing much, if anything, right now. And I think regardless of whether, and this is the way Rule is, regardless of whether he's quote unquote ready to go, they're going to want to hold him as much as possible. And then there's Sims too, who transfers in and has starting experience. Like, what is your current read on that entire situation? Because it's going to get more and more fascinating as we get closer and closer to the season. But the seeds of it being really intriguing are there right now.
Yeah, I mean, from what it looks like to me, and just kind of thinking about everything, like it does kind of seem like it's a little, not obviously wide open, because we know what Casey, that he was the starter last year, and he's going to be looked at as the top guy with him being here and stuff. But that doesn't obviously always mean that it doesn't leave the door open for other people. And that's why this is like the perfect opportunity for them right now in spring to show what they can do. And even like, kind of in the spring game a little bit, but this is like the opportunity for them to shine. And I know that Rule was asked about Sims, and like, he obviously likes that he's a dual threat guy, which just it adds kind of another layer to it. But, thinks that he just kind of needs to get, I guess, sort of like everyone, just kind of needs to get the new offense down a little bit more and kind of get just some more reps and see a little bit more out of him. I guess that's kind of the vibe. And I don't know if it was just because they were being a little bit more tight to the chest with things, but I think they're just saying they still need to see a little bit more out of guys.
Yeah.
And so I think it'll be telling to see in the next, couple of weeks, just what they think as far as the development in that room and kind of what they give us as far as just what they're seeing from guys. But it seemed like Rule really did think that Sims had good, not only just on the field qualities, it's also talking just about his leadership qualities from just being starter before. But yeah, he just thinks he's got a lot of potential, but just wants to see some more reps for him. And I think that's the case with everyone too, though. It's just now that Casey's obviously sidelined a bit with injury, it's just not open opportunity for them. And Sims mentioned that Casey has been nothing but great and wanting to help guys. It's not like there's any sort of jealousy where he's oh, I don't want to help this guy. Yeah. So he's been a really good leader for them, even though he hasn't been able to be out there throwing as much with everyone.
Let's go back to this past weekend and I guess week with Creighton in Louisville in the Sweet 16 and the Elite Eight. I was thinking about it this way, and I think the more distance we get from it, it'll start to become clearer and clearer. I saw the video that Creighton tweeted out yesterday with Mac's sort of message after the game, and I think he's right. It'll start to take shape after a longer period of time. But being in the building for the moment that they had on Friday night, and then the polar opposite, completely different emotional moment that happened on Sunday afternoon, what was that experience like?
It's so tough. I mean, that's why we love covering sports. It's fun when it's the exciting moments, on a Friday when you get them being so happy and just seeing them accomplish, something that no team in their program history has done before. It's amazing to see that and just to capture those moments. And so it's funny you mentioned that because I'm going through all the video I've got on my laptop and from Sunday, and I came across those interviews from Friday, and it's just seeing the different looks on their faces and the tone of their you just feel so bad because it's just crazy how within a span of 2 days it's just is vastly different. Yeah, I mean they were obviously Friday super excited. It's just they had such good energy and they played such a complete game, and so they were excited just for the opportunity to get to keep playing and keep the season alive. And then Sunday it's just tough, and I think the main thing was just the way in which the game ended and everything that happened down that stretch just was crushing. It's not they really did. They played, I think, obviously a lot better in that first half than that second half, and it's not like when you looked at how San Diego State and Bama played. I feel like Bama was kind of outplayed the entire game by San Diego State. It just seemed like what happened in that final minute of that game was just such a roller coaster of emotions, and it was hard to digest it afterward. And they were just very crushed.
Impossible. You can't there's no way that you can understand how significant of a moment that was for Creighton and all this. And I mean, it's an all-time weird NCAA tournament moment, all that stuff. There's no way you can get it when, it's 5 minutes after the game and Mac's in the locker room talking about how much this is going to mean in 20 and 30 years. There's just no way you can understand that.
Right. And it's hard, because I think about it from just my perspective, wow, if I would have just played in that game and, I've had people ask me, what's going through your head? What are you feeling? It's it's so hard because you're still trying to digest it and think about wow, that actually just happened. Our season is over, all this. And there's just a lot of things going on. You're thinking about how you were one step closer to getting that Final Four, one step closer to a national championship. And then everything just kind of starts to sink in a little bit. And so I just think that the vibe, at least still, was when asked about the season as a whole, is that they were at least still proud of kind of everything that the team had gone through. Obviously, coming into the season with high expectations, the preseason favorite to win the conference, the win streak, and then to the 6-game losing streak, and then doing well in conference play. And they were still proud of the overall body of work and just the push that they made in the tournament, at least still. Like, it's not like they were like, I don't even want to think about that. That doesn't even matter. They at least were still like very proud of just what they were able to accomplish as a group, which was nice to see.
I asked the same thing to Joel, but since you were there as well, what was the first thought when you had realized that there was a foul called with 1 second left in the game? Or really, I mean, at that moment, it felt like it was after the buzzer. And I mean, that's where I was I was like, he's going to go to the free throw line. There's going to be 0 seconds left on the clock. And then they ultimately adjust it. But what was the first thought when you realize, oh God, we're not going to overtime, there's a foul?
Well, I know there was like a lapse after it. I think it's because Creighton or someone had called a timeout. And so I kind of was like, why is it? I didn't realize that someone had called the timeout. I think it was Creighton, like I said. And I was kind of like, why is there such a pause like this? And then I realized, and I was like, okay, I'm trying to like go look at the replay and see what happened, because I know the player for San Diego State fell, and I know like Nemhard was from. So I was still trying to figure out. And then once I saw kind of like the replay of it, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, but I wasn't so much focused on that. I was more thinking of like, okay, he's obviously going to shoot 2 free throws, and like, what if he, misses both or makes one or makes both? And so I'm trying to think in my head, like realistically, like you said, I'm like, there's just no time. Like, they lob that ball in and like try and get it up. Like, I'm like 1.2 seconds is not a lot of time at all to go to try and get, something off. It's not like you can just kind of get it in, try and take a dribble and get it off. And so I was just like, this is kind of the worst. This is like a terrible situation for them to be in. And so I was just kind of thinking through all those scenarios of like, as far as, if he misses both, he makes both, or
that's true.
One, like,
that's true. Your mind immediately goes to like, okay, what do we do now? What do we do? Like, that's how it works next. But like, the aftermath of it and thinking like that was the moment, and we should have been like, was it a foul? Was it not? That's when the conversation sort of started.
Right. I think it was more like kind of after. And I think obviously like looking at the reactions from people too, like Mac and coaches, like were obviously frustrated and seemed shocked. And like the players in the moment were they were just frustrated too. I think like Baylor or someone like kind of put their jersey maybe over their face, or maybe that was after the game. It's hard to remember, but like, I just remember, I think Nemhard like put his hands on his head and stuff. It was kind of like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, so it was hard. It wasn't until kind of like, I guess, after when they had that cooling off period in the locker room before you get to talk to them of like, we're like pulling up the video, at least I was, and like kind of looking at it and being like, okay, like, what did they see, and thinking through all that versus in the moment of like, oh gosh. Like,
that's crazy to think about, because you're in the building and everybody else, players and coaches, and meanwhile outside of the building, they're showing on TV, they're showing the replay 42,000 times and in slow motion, and everybody on the outside has a better idea of what's actually going on than the people who are actually going through the situation, which, that's how it goes in sports, I guess, with TV. But it's crazy to think about how significant of a moment that was, and how everybody else on the outside is like, oh, okay, I think I understand this more than anybody in the building.
Right. Like, it took me, and I mean, I've still watched it back like a bunch of times just to kind of look at everything, but it took me a couple times after, and you have to see like different camera angles too, because once it's like the one totally from the back, like you see that Nemhard like has his left hand kind of down by his hip, and then versus like the front angle of it, like you just see, like I said, him go down, and so you're like looking at all these different angles and kind of seeing everything. But yeah, they're not showing, like, we're not seeing what everyone else at home is seeing on TV, and like we're kind of like, oh, I think at least I in the moment am kind of thinking like, oh wow, like what are they going to do next? Like,
yeah,
and it's not like I said, they're not playing it on the screen and stuff. Like they didn't really show. They weren't like a TV where they're showing like the replay of what just happened like over and over again. Maybe they showed it once, I think, of that, but it's not like constant over and over where they're just playing it and talking about it. Like, it's very different. So it's a good point of seeing it on TV.
Yep. You were just down the line from where a rope flew into that first row. I think I caught they had an angle that was looking down the line of all the media people and their computers and stuff like that. I think if you would have taken a screenshot at the exact right moment, you would have been looking down like, oh, with the big like, whoa, what's going to happen look on your face. So that was pretty good. All the Nebraska media got some good TV time on that situation.
Of course, it was all planned. We're like, gosh, if we're going to be right here, we're going to get some good TV time. No, I mean, I'm just so thankful because, I mean, we were right there. Like, I'm so thankful.
It's the worst part. It's the worst part of the whole thing. I mean, it's a great seat, but then they have everybody sitting there with their laptops, and then the NCAA decides, oh, actually, you can't take any bottles or, they have the cups, so then there's water just spraying everywhere that have no lids on them. It's a really great setup for everybody.
Oh, it's fantastic. No, seriously though, every time that they would come near me on that side, for both games, I would put my hand over my cup in case of like a loose ball or something, just because I'm like, the last thing I want is water splashing everywhere on like my laptop or like Joel sitting next to like his stuff. Like, but obviously when a player is flying at you, there's nothing you can do in that moment. No. And so, but it was like I was just instinct. I would just put my hand over this cup and I was please, like don't get tipped over. But also I was just thinking, please don't fly into this table. Like I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I'm like, I'm probably not gonna be okay. Let's just not come in this vicinity. Like, let's not dive for some loose balls over here.
All right, Ellie. We'll let you go. Great stuff as always. Appreciate the coverage. I mean, right back to the grind. Back in Lincoln today. Great stuff. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Ellie French, KETV, who is where the sports are.
That's right. I told her that's free. She can use that if she'd like. You got to differentiate yourself from the other sportscasters in the market.
All right, quick break. We'll come back with more next on 1620 The Zone. But the tournament is reaching its conclusion. There's no better place to get in on the action than betting with FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. Nobody has any idea who's going to win any of these games. So guess what? No sweat for you. Up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. All you have to do is go to FanDuel.com/Happer and sign up right now and claim your no-sweat first bet. So whoever you like in each of the semifinal games, or of course the big one for the Natty, you can hook that up on the FanDuel Sportsbook. And we'd encourage you to do so. FanDuel.com/Happer or on the app, which is safe, secure, and easy to use. Don't miss your shot at a no sweat first bet up to $1,000 when you join FanDuel today. FanDuel.com/Happer to sign up. Make every moment more with FanDuel. 21 and over, present in Iowa. First online real money wager only. $10 deposit required. Refund issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone.
Omaha Maverick baseball and softball seasons are underway. Don't miss a pitch or a run scored. Single game tickets are available now. Come out and support your Mavs. Get your tickets by calling 402-554-MAVS or by going to omavs.com/tics.
Ever walk through a door and see all the trucks? Yeah. It's kind of like that at Gretna Auto Outlet. Half-ton trucks, 3/4-ton trucks, dualies, gas or diesel. Gretna Auto Outlet will be happy to show it to you. They don't call it truck heaven for nothing, Stop in the climate-controlled comfort of the indoor showroom or online with the virtual showroom at GretnaAuto.com. Gretna Auto Outlet, open Sundays too, just north of Nebraska Crossing on Highway 6 in Gretna.
Don't miss this week's Zone Deal.
This week's half-off deal is $50 worth of vouchers to Le Voltaire French Restaurant for only $25. Le Voltaire Pepperwood Village is a locally owned, unpretentious French restaurant serving down-home cooking with an extensive wine list and great handcrafted cocktails for decades. Whether dining with friends, clients, or that special someone, Le Voltaire will make you feel right at home.
Zone deals go fast. 9 a.m. Friday, 1620thezone.com.
Businesses of Omaha, settling for a website that looks like it's stuck in the early 2000s? Then it's time to level up with JM Online. Our local team builds custom websites that solve unique business needs. We're not your typical web design company. We're your partners in online success. Ready to take your website to the next level? Go to jmonline.com and request an initial call.
At Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands, one youth, one mentor, plus one moment could unlock limitless potential. When you sign up to become a mentor, you are matched one-to-one with a child in the greater Omaha community, a child with big potential. There are over 130 youth waiting for a big like you. Sign up today at mentoromaha.org. Once again, that's mentoromaha.org.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 11th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let us handle all the details steps away on the south side of Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination. Blur Events takes care of all the work so you can enjoy the day.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
We won't play it because it's longer. But a quick shout out to the Creighton social media team who put out the video from the post-game scene in the locker room on Sunday afternoon. And they put it out yesterday sort of evening. I would encourage people to watch it. It's a great message. And I just think from Greg McDermott, obviously, you know, Greg McDermott. It is, like I was saying to Ellie, it is impossible to see the big picture in that situation. But that was conveyed by Greg McDermott. And the idea that, you know, they had done something that no Creighton team has ever done. And I think more importantly, and something that you don't realize while you're in it, you know, you're one of those five guys and you're just playing basketball, right? But as we've talked about before, each game you play in however far you go in March, whether it's at Madison Square Garden or in the NCAA tournament, you pick up more people. And more people start to understand what you're all about. And that is either dormant Creighton fans or people who just like watching basketball. Somebody will decide, I like watching this team and I'm going to sort of follow them. I'm going to keep watching them. I like watching Creighton basketball. And they've created, that's what winning does. It creates sort of generations of people who this will be a 9-year-old's moment of like, oh, yeah, I was 9 when the Kalkbrenner team went to the Elite Eight. That's what they'll say. I was that age when Terrell Taylor beat Florida. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about. I was around there. I don't know. What year was that? 2002? Yeah, it was 9 or 10.
Seeds are sown right there. 8.3 million people watched on Sunday.
Yep.
That's a lot of new fans.
Hard to drive that message in 5 minutes after you lost the most in the most heartbreaking fashion you can, but it was a good message. I would encourage people to watch it.
Kirk Herbstreit tweeted it out like it's been sent out by a number of people.
And then just one more thing on Creighton. Just one more thing. So I'm sort of still I got on a bad train of thought this morning with Creighton. Still in an emotional state. So I thought to myself, here's what started this. So the foul had happened, and Creighton took the timeout before the 2 free throws, and I'm like, what the heck? What's the best case scenario here? I just don't. There is really none. There's no good thing. And you make a half-court shot and you win the game. That's the best case scenario, obviously. But it's also very unlikely that happens. They take the timeout. And then Trammell goes up and he misses the first free throw. And at this point, I'm back in.
Oh, what if he misses the second? Oh my gosh.
I am all the way back in.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? This could happen. Why not us? This is the team of destiny. So I convinced myself that something good could possibly happen. And he just, cold-blooded drills the second one. And then you're thinking, well, I don't know what. And then they threw the long pass. I kept thinking about all the things that just barely missed. And this has got to hurt for, if you're a Creighton basketball player or coaching staff, just don't listen to this. So, turn off the radio. And then I just kept thinking about all the things that just barely missed or that was close, like the tray floater. And then of course the foul, and then you miss a free throw. Creighton missed one free throw in the second half, and that proved to be significant. The couple threes in the corner on the one possession, like all of the little tiny things throughout the game that built to the point where that ended up being everything. That ended up, it ended up being 1 point, the smallest of margins, 1 point, 1 second. And then that was my train of thought when I started thinking about this. I think it was this morning. And then I tortured myself for the next 45 minutes just thinking about all those things. And then I moved on with my day. But this is one of the stages of grief, I think. I don't know which stage it is.
It sounds like you're progressing. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't think torture is one of the 5 steps of grief, 5 stages of grief, but that's the one I was in today.
Denial, anger, bargaining,
okay,
depression,
hold on.
acceptance.
Denial, through it.
Anger?
Maybe through it. What's next?
Bargaining.
What's next?
Depression.
I think I'm there.
Okay.
I think I'm there. So I'm like 1 day away from acceptance, I guess.
Okay.
That's where I'm at on my emotional journey. Thank you for coming along with me. I appreciate it. A couple more things before we get out of here on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone. But Josh, I have a surprise.
Oh, no.
Thank you for sticking with me during my emotional journey, and for which you get a prize. Because caller number 5 right now wins ZZ Top tickets. Woo! ZZ Top is coming to Omaha, and they're bringing the Raw Whiskey Tour to the Orpheum on Wednesday, April 12th, and we have tickets, and we're giving them away. Congratulations. You have endured my emotional journey, and at the end of the road, you find ZZ Top tickets.
That's a good gift.
402-951-1620. Caller number 5 right now. You win. Congratulations. We'll be back with more next.
Previously on Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
The overall quality of really great college basketball teams has been diluted for several reasons. The really good players don't stick around that long, so you have more players in the NBA at an earlier age. The overall skill of basketball likely has gone up, and there's probably a much larger middle class of basketball player that is good than there was in 1992.
The specialization, basically?
Sure.
Unsportsmanlike Conduct with John Bishop and Josh Peterson. Weekdays 2 to 6 on 1620 The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7 on 1620 The Zone.
Sunny skies this afternoon. Temperatures eventually rising into the lower 50s. Partly cloudy tonight, turning breezy late. Lows will drop back into the upper 20s, and a chilly, breezy day for Wednesday. Highs just in the low 40s. I am Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby from KETV News Watch 7.
Email any of our shows anytime into the Equitable Bank inbox. At Equitable, we take banking personally. For me, John at 1620thezone.com. The Equitable Bank inbox from 1620 The Zone.
No matter how dark it gets, there's always a sunrise, a warm bed, a warm meal, and hope. Sienna Francis House serves hope to those experiencing homelessness and addiction. Every day, we provide more than 1,000 meals and serve nearly 500 guests in our emergency shelter, Miracles Recovery Program, and supportive housing apartments, and help our guests navigate a path to permanent housing. Learn more at siennafrancis.org.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new place. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Progressive presents 10 things on a plumber's to-do list that are harder than getting a small business insurance quote. Waking up for 5 a.m. plumbing disasters, finding out why water is pouring from the ceiling while telling a customer to leave the room, replacing a pipe in a home from the 1800s, then dealing with invoices or your awkward apprentice or that really weird smell, and then there's breathing and eating and, of course, clogs. But the easiest thing on any small business owner's to-do list? Seeing if you could save on the business insurance that's right for you. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliated and third-party insurers.
It's good to be able to make a change, to never feel stuck. That's why at Cox, we're making a change too. Now Cox Internet plans are flexible, so you can choose to just go with Internet, add TV tomorrow, or home automation down the line. It's easier than ever to get just what you want and nothing you don't. Flexible plans from Cox. Change anytime. No commitments, no penalties. See for yourself at cox.com/internet. Additional services can be added at then current regular rates. All services subject to residential customer service agreement and acceptable use policy. Restrictions apply.
I thought learning a language would be too much work. Then I discovered Babbel. They make learning fun. J'aime Babbel.
Babbel's lessons only take 10 or 15 minutes, quick and easy. And soon you turn and realize, hey, I'm starting to speak another language. How'd that happen?
My friend from Italy said my accent and pronunciation is perfect. It's because Babbel's lessons are designed by language teachers and voiced by real native speakers. Each lesson is like living in another country for 15 minutes.
I love that there's all kinds of ways to learn. Babbel's podcast or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
You learn words and phrases you actually use in real conversations.
In 3 weeks, I was starting to speak in another language. So easy.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than Babbel.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
All right, welcome to the off season of Nebraska football. Jay Skur, see you at the spring game. Sorry, having a conversation with my alter ego. There was a small brouhaha on the Twitter last night. Maybe PJ, our Husker Twitter correspondent, can confirm or deny this.
Oh.
You know the guy, is that PJ, who's on here, is like, talk about this that's going on Husker Twitter right now.
I think so.
I think that's PJ. I don't want to attribute the wrong person. But so somebody took a clip from Sean Callahan, Sean Callahan, and Sipples did like a live show or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like 30 seconds, so I didn't get the full context of it. But they were basically like, the youths want to kill the sellout streak.
Okay.
Now, I will be honest. I have heard the notion that Nebraska should it would be beneficial for Nebraska to kill the sellout streak because it represents a clean break from the past. But when you explain it that way, it sounds more ceremonial than actual real.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make a couple things. I actually just want to make my position clear before I get caught up in the youths thing.
Yeah. Don't get aggregated here.
I'm a youth in the media.
It's true.
No doubt about it. And I have takes. So I want to make my position very clear before we take this any further. Here's my position. Once again, I'm Switzerland. I think the distinction between the people who want to actively kill the sellout streak, and the people who say, I think it's a little bit weird that has been artificially propped up for the last 3 years. I fall into that category. I think it's a bit odd that it has been artificially propped up over the last couple of years, and really beyond that.
I'm a whatever happens guy.
When you are taking scan ticket totals of sub 50,000 at a 85,000 seat stadium, that seems a bit artificial. You could see it on television. The stadium is not full. That seems weird to me. Do I understand Nebraska's want and need to continue the sellout streak? I do, for a lot of different reasons. I believe that it is a great representative of Nebraska's never wavering support of their football team, of the Nebraska Cornhuskers. It is a representative of that. And that you can sell to recruits and say, hey, look, man, they've sold out every game since 1960, whatever. That is a message that holds and sticks. Does that never wavering support still exist without actually saying, hey, look, we've sold out 400 games in a row? Yes, Josh. Yes, it does. It does still exist. Also, there's this part from the athletic department. I would imagine that they would love to keep the sellout streak going for another reason, which is the capacity's coming down in the next 4 years. It's coming down. The stadium's going to get redone a little bit. They're going to I don't know about 4 years, but you know what I mean. They're going to change the look and feel of Memorial Stadium. And the capacity is coming down, folks. And that's a good thing. So maybe the thought is, let's get to there, and then we'll be home free for another few years while the new look and feel of the stadium is still fresh. I understand all of the sides. I understand all of the arguments. And if it ends, I think that would be a sad day. I don't think it's in danger of ending anymore, by the way. Because I think they'll be fine this year.
Yeah.
I understand all the sides and all the points. It would be a sad day if it ended. I don't want to see it end.
Yes.
And I definitely don't want to murder it.
No.
I definitely don't want to kill it. However, is Nebraska still Nebraska? And are the fans still the fans? Even though you can't say anymore that you sold out 400 games in a row? Yes. There you go. There's my position. Any thoughts? Questions? Concerns?
Why do we do this every year?
It's the off season, bruh. I don't know. Now, to be honest with you, I don't know why Sean and Sipple were talking about it. I don't know why it came up. But
should be a non-issue this year because it's new coach, new regime, everybody, new quarterback, allegedly, maybe. I don't know.
But I disagree with the notion. I mean, the youth part of it is really funny because I don't who are the youths who were trying to murder the sellout streak?
They're not going to the games.
No. But
they're not going to the games, Connor.
He was talking about youths in the media.
Oh,
he's like there are people in the media corps who want to kill the sellout streak, and I'm like, well, I think you took a little bit of kernel of information and of the idea that people are maybe a little bit, like you said, Josh, indifferent about the sellout streak.
Yeah, you're not beholden to it in the same way that
correct
a legacy media personality is.
I do not feel the same way emotionally attached to it as the olds do, the older people do in the media. I just don't. I don't feel that way.
It's not a title. It's not a trophy in the trophy case.
That's my generation. That's the youth showing in me. And I think that somehow got turned into the youths don't care about it. Therefore, they would like to see it die. And I just don't think we're there. And if you are there, let us know. Because I think that's a sort of, my read is that's a bit of a straw man argument at this point. All right. Just wanted to get that out there before we engage in any, Nebraska Civil War going forward. That's just the way I am. A couple comments before we take our final break and get out of here. The Amazing Daniel writes in, he says, this isn't criticism for talking about it. I know it's a topic that comes up, but as an old, I could not care less about the sellout streak. It's on YouTube, so I could read it. In the 80s and 90s, it was natural. It feels weird now. I agree. That's where I'm at. With that being said, I totally and completely understand the athletic department's want and need to keep it going. But when you make it public that, and it's well known that you have artificially propped it up, it feels different. It changes the look and feel of the once, organic sellout streak. With that being said, if you get to the point where you could sell out 400 games in a row, that's special. That's really cool, and they'll have a really big celebration about it one day. So, whatever bucket you'd like to put me in based off of my comments there, you could put me in whatever bucket you'd like. Put me in a bucket. All right, we got a minute here for a phone call. It's Dimitri on the line. Hi, Dimitri.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
Hey, about the stadium, I guess my big thing is I don't care what they do with it as long as they make it better and have food concourses and sell something better than Valentino's and Runza. And then my other issue is the only issue we made about we used to have a smaller stadium, but when we put larger seats, we were worried that we weren't going to sell enough seats to keep the stadium, the sellout streak alive. So if we have less seats, we're still selling out the stadium. So if we have 100 or 1,000, it's still a sellout, isn't it? So why are we worried about the sellout streak? I think we should be worried about making the football game better than it is, a better experience. Because right now the experience sucks. The little seats suck. You're crowded into 12-inch stuff.
Yeah.
Concourse sucks. You get cold pizza for Valentino's because they make it, and then by the time it gets up to you at the top, it's cold as shit.
Whoa, Dimitri, you can't say that. Hit the big red button. Dimitri, I know he's fired up. Did you get it? Okay, good. He was good and fired up.
He was.
I had a perfect dismount for that too. I was going to say thank you for calling, Dimitri, and have fun flying your airplane.
More fatties at Memorial Stadium.
They're going to address the seat thing for the base of that call, by the way. They're going to address the seat thing. The seats will be wider when, quote unquote, new Memorial Stadium, whenever it debuts, whenever it comes across. All right. Now you know. That's where I am. You can take that to the bank. If I ever get put into a bucket that I'm not in, you can go back to the segment and say, no. He's in the wrong bucket. Put him in the other bucket. Full questions tell you what to watch as we round things out next on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Big names, big games. We've got them all. 1620 The Zone.
Hey, everybody. It's Michael Severe for Ted and Wally's, 2 locations in the old market and, of course, in Benson as well. You know what goes great with college basketball and the College Basketball National Championship? Ice cream, and great ice cream from Ted and Wally's. It's the perfect treat. Seasonal flavors as well. Over 3,000 flavors. You can check out all the flavors on social media every single day. It's Ted and Wally's, 2 locations in Benson and, of course, in the old market as well. Enjoy your basketball and your ice cream from Ted and Wally's.
Hi again, everybody. Kent Pavelka again courtside for a very lopsided matchup upcoming between John Higgins' Weather Guard and the obviously unprepared Average Roofing Companies. Now, I say let's change the nickname for John Higgins' Weather Guard from the Rooferees to the Bracket Busters, because the Average Roofing Companies are just getting annihilated by the quality of workmanship and professional customer service of John Higgins' Weather Guard. Don't get your bracket busted. Make the right call your first call to John Higgins' Weather Guard.
It's time to get registered for this year's annual Clausen Leahy Maverick Run on April 22nd at Baxter Arena. This race has something for every type of runner, with a 1-mile kids race, a 5K walk, and a 5K or 10K run. Plus, in conjunction with the kids race, there's a kids zone with a variety of activities inside Baxter Arena. The event starts at 8:30 a.m. on April 22nd. Go to omavs.com/Maverick Run to find out more information and to get registered. It's the Maverick Run at Baxter Arena, April 22nd. See you there.
Wait, aren't these all charitable donations?
At Magda's Tax Prep, every person
I'd
counts.
rather not have to file for an extension.
She needs new auditors to maximize returns on her family time.
On itemized deductions. Hey, can someone help with these 1099s?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
At Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands, one youth, One mentor plus one moment could unlock limitless potential. When you sign up to become a mentor, you are matched one-to-one with a child in the greater Omaha community, a child with big potential. There are over 130 youth waiting for a big like you. Sign up today at mentoromaha.org. Once again, that's mentoromaha.org.
I thought learning a language would be too much work. Then I discovered Babbel. They make learning fun. J'aime Babbel.
Babbel's lessons only take 10 or 15 minutes, quick and easy. And soon you turn and realize, hey, I'm starting to speak another language. How'd that happen?
My friend from Italy said my accent and pronunciation is perfect. It's because Babbel's lessons are designed by language teachers and voiced by real native speakers. Each lesson is like living in another country for 15 minutes.
I love that there's all kinds of ways to learn. Babbel's podcast or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
You learn words and phrases you actually use in real conversations.
In 3 weeks, I was starting to speak in another language. So easy.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than Babbel.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
All right, poll questions. We made a huge deal today about, poll questions are going to die, so we're going to go out with a bang. We're going to bring so many poll questions to the table. And look at all the sports that we've talked recently.
Not enough nonsense that lends itself to poll questions. But Elon, I have not forgotten about you.
We'll have one more banger before we go out. Maybe.
April, we got 2 weeks.
Unless he changes his mind, which he might.
He's been known to do that.
He'll get wrecked for it enough on his own website and then give in to the peer pressure. But the poll questions today read as such. You could vote at Happer Show on the JTech Instructions on Twitter feed. Oh, yes. We have to get to one from last night. Josh, did you know I put out a secret poll last night?
No.
I went on the Happer Show Twitter account.
Oh, wow.
And at 9:14 p.m. and I said the following. Do you think Elon Musk knows he just ruined an entire radio show?
Good poll. You tagged him too.
Yes or no? 57% say yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he knows.
Wait. They're saying that he knows he just ruined an entire radio show. So that was really poll question number one of the day.
Okay.
Do you like a phone call?
Hell no.
I do. I'm old school. 65% say no. Not hell no, though.
Sure.
Is Def Leppard always playing at the big arena downtown?
Yep. Hell yes.
It does feel that way. 63% say yes.
Okay.
And finally, does Matt Rule have the most colorful practices of any Nebraska head football coach?
Yeah, I think that's statistically true.
He's got like 6 different jerseys out there. Nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows what team anybody's on, the limited amount of contact. Nobody knows what they mean. Yes, the answer is yes. And that is a whopping 82% in agreement.
Wow.
Those are the poll questions. Oh, yeah, Josh, I also did a new Twitter header photo.
I saw that.
That was the tweet from Platcat that said, at Happer Show, you're wrong.
Accurate.
What are we watching tonight?
We are watching the NIT semifinals tonight in Las Vegas. Is this a new home for the NIT?
It is.
Okay. Felt new. Wisconsin, a 2 seed, takes on North Texas, also a 2 seed. 6 p.m. ESPN.
Have you happened to see the total for that game?
I have not. No.
114.5.
Oh my goodness. That's not enough.
114 points combined, Josh.
I'm going to need more points.
Anyway, the other semifinal with UAB and Utah Valley, 151.5.
There you go. That's a little more like it. 7 seed Utah Valley made it all the way to Vegas. 8:30 start time there. Women also NIT semifinals. These are at home sites. Bowling Green hosts Columbia, 6 o'clock on ESPN 3. Really? Not ESPN Plus, ESPN 3.
Didn't think that existed
I
anymore.
don't think it does. But it advertises 10 seed Washington at number 4 seed Kansas, 6:30 start on ESPN Plus right next to it. So
they must be 2 different entities.
Yeah. NBA on TNT tonight, 6:30. Heat Raptors in the Great White North, followed by the Pelicans at the Golden State Warriors at 9 o'clock.
Look at the Pelicans.
Hockey on Hulu tonight, 9 o'clock. Puck drop between the Oilers and the Golden Knights. Connor McDavid just set a record for like most points in a season since 1980 or something like that. He's good. And finally tonight, 8 o'clock, ESPN, the 40th annual McDonald's All-American Game.
Oh.
A game that's never mattered less.
Yes.
As this year's Final Four has exactly 0 McDonald's All-Americans.
Amazing.
Guard Quade Green and center Nicholas Richards head 4 future Kentucky Wildcats on the East squad.
Where's Bronny?
West guards Gary Trent. He's going to Duke.
Gary Trent?
Gary Trent Jr.
Gary Trent Jr. was just in college. He graduated. He left.
And Jalen Hands, UCLA, face future college teammates on the East.
Is this the McDonald's All-American Game description from 2017?
I don't know. Connor.
Where's Bronny?
I don't know. He was in a dunk contest last night, something his father never did.
Yeah. Weird. I don't get it. Whatever. I'm not watching it.
I just pulled a description. Was it an old one?
I don't know. I'm not watching it, though.
I'm not watching it. The McDonald's Women's All-American Game is before that at 6 o'clock as well.
Yeah, I probably won't watch that either.
No.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Connor.
That's what we're watching, and what we're not watching. That is the show. If you missed anything, 1620thezone.com is where you can find it. Crossover is next.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio.